Check. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2. You want to go for it?
Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bethune-Cookman University. Fighting Wildcats football team.
Check. 1, 2. Check. Check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ba-dum-ba.
It's time for Bethune-Cookman football. Head coach Raymond Woody Jr. and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats are ready to climb the mountain in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's time for today's pregame show, brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealers. Let's go inside the huddle. Here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Torello, on the Cat-Eye Radio Network.
In 1976, the football team representing Bethune-Cookman College traveled all the way up to New York City to play in the Whitney M. Young Jr. Memorial Football Classic at the old Yankee Stadium. That game against Norfolk State set the record for the northernmost game by latitude in program history, a record that would stand the test of time until today. From 42.2897 degrees north, the Wildcats set a new program record. Live from Waldo Stadium on the campus of Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo, Michigan, this evening's presentation of Bethune-Cookman University football on Cat-Eye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. The Cat is on the air. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company for the final non-conference road game in 2024. Johnny Vickers will be joining me in the booth to break down all the action. Johnny, welcome back to the booth. What are you looking forward to tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a very competitive game from our Wildcats, hoping to see them correct a lot of the mistakes that we saw last week. They'll be needing to protect the ball, move the ball, and make sure, most importantly, they execute.
The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats enter their final road non-conference game at 0-2 after falling in their home opener last week to nationally ranked Mercer squad 31-2. The game was close for much of the first half, remaining scoreless until just over 6 minutes until halftime. Then Mercer used 3 quick touchdowns to take a 21-point lead into the break and never looked back. It's not like BCU didn't have chances on offense, however. A Cam Ransom fumble in the red zone, along with 2 passes that Lorenzo Jenkins and Corey Turner looked like they were about to catch for touchdowns, bounced off their hands and hit the turf. Ransom finished the night 14 of 29 for 127 yards and an interception. He also rushed 10 times for 19 yards. Raymond Woody III led the way on defense with 9 tackles, 7 solo, and an interception. Educate Brown recorded a pair of sacks, and Oren Patu gave the Cats their only point of the contest with a quarterback sack in the third quarter. One conservative note for the Maroon and Gold leading tackler De'Aris Thomas left the game with an injury and did not return, and is not on the depth chart for this week's game. I sat down with head coach Raymond Woody Jr. to talk about the missed chances in the Mercer game, preview Western Michigan, and talk about the injury situation. I'm here with Christian Loving before the Wildcats take on Western Michigan this week up in Cal. Sorry about that. We do not have Coach Woody's interview. It's always interesting here up in the booth. We'll get to Christian Loving in a moment. The BCU offense has remained stagnant through the first 2 games of 2024, not scoring a touchdown and only managing 5 points through 8 quarters of play. Make it 9 straight quarters in which the Wildcats have been unable to find the end zone, dating back to the Florida Classic last season. It marks the longest streak without a touchdown since 1960, when the Wildcats went 16 straight quarters without finding the end zone. The current streak is the longest for BCU at the D1 level. 5 points over 2 games also marks the lowest 2-game total since 1960, when the Wildcats managed only 2 points against Albany State and Morris Brown, dropping those games 13-0 and 20-2. Cam Ransom has established himself as the #1 quarterback, playing the entire game against Mercer. On the season, he is 26 of 48 for 212 yards and 2 interceptions, both on deflections of the secondary. UNLV transfer Courtney Reese leads the way on the ground with 21 carries for 36 yards, followed by Juvensley Bazul with 23 rushing yards. Redshirt sophomore Lorenzo Jenkins has been a pleasant surprise in the receiving game with 53 yards receiving and some impressive leaping catches. Malik Huggins, a transfer from Gardner-Webb, is close behind with 52 yards. Some of the biggest questions on the offensive side come from the offensive line, however. Johnny, what does that unit have to do to shore themselves up for this game, a tough game against the big Western Michigan front seven?
Well, it's really simple. The offensive line needs to go out and deliver the first blow. You can't wait for the defensive line to tee off on you and try to figure them out. You need to make sure that you're the one who is aggressive to start the game and really set the tempo.
Well, to address more of those concerns, I sat down with center Christian Loving. I'm here with Christian Loving before the Wildcats take on Western Michigan this week up in Kalamazoo. Christian, we just had a walkthrough of Waldo Stadium where you'll be playing tomorrow. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. I like the way the field felt. It was a good atmosphere. It's not too hot, so I'm just ready to get to work.
Long trip up here this morning from Daytona Beach. Y'all feeling ready to go?
Yeah, everybody's ready. Everybody got their head on their shoulders. Everybody listens to their music, just jamming. Me personally, I've been locked in since start of the week. Since last game was over, I've been ready. The whole team's been ready, so we're ready for this game.
Tell me about some of the things you saw on film that Western Michigan's going to try to do this week. They're looking for a big bounce-back game as well after a big defeat to Ohio State.
Well, they got to adjust to our offense, and I know they like to move a lot, an interior twist with the outlaw, so we've just been watching that a lot, so I'm just ready just to block anything that they put in front of me.
What's it like blocking for different quarterbacks, not even in a season, but in a game? We've used, 3 quarterbacks in a game before, and especially if, Cam's left-handed, Luke's right-handed. How do you make that adjustment?
I treat all of them the same. I like attacking it the same, so my job is to get them the ball, and the O-line's job is to protect, and we're going to do that every single game. So for me, the biggest probably thing would be is just Cam being left-handed. I just got to put the ball where he wants it and just go get there every single time. But other than that, the O-line's going to do their job.
Tell me a little bit about your football background. How did you get to Bethune-Cookman? Where'd you go up and go to school?
So coming out of high school, I was committed to Kennesaw State. I went through some rough things. Then I went to the school called Catawba College in North Carolina. I played a year there. It was during COVID, so we only played 2 games, so the season got cut short. My second year, my grandpa had passed away, so I took a year off. And then my third year, I ended up here because of my brother, Jaden Levin. He played D-line here. So that's how I got to Bethune-Cookman, because of my brother.
Well, we appreciate your time, and good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
After the break, we'll take a look at the statistical leaders on the BCU defense, talk to safety Raymond Woody III, and hear from sideline reporter Daryl Natile, and preview the Western Michigan Broncos in the opponent report. That's all coming up on the Bethune-Cookman Football pregame show here on Cat-Eye Network Radio.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get $2,000 in loyalty cash bonus on a new 2024 Toyota Tundra. Offer valid through September 30th, 2024. Offer entitles current Tundra customers to $2,000 loyalty cash bonus on the retail purchase or lease of any new 2024 Tundra gas or hybrid vehicle. Cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Cat-Eye Network pregame show here on 1380 WLELE and the Cat-Eye Radio Network as the Wildcats set to take on the Western Michigan Broncos. It may seem odd to say that the strength of this BCU football team is the defense, especially if you consider that we've given up 48 and 31 points respectively over the first 2 games. But you have to look at the level of competition and the fact they've been on the field for the majority of snaps due to the offense struggling for first downs. Raymond Woody III leads the way with 13 tackles, and the squad's only takeaway, an interception in the first half last week. 2 of the 4 players who are tied for second with 11 tackles are unavailable, De'Aris Thomas and Trey Pastor, leaving the Cats light at linebacker. The other 2 players with 11 tackles are secondary members Andrew Volmar and Antoine Watts. Watts, Johnny Harris, and Josh Thornhill each have a pass deflection, while Steven Sparrow and Earl Miller Jr. each have been credited with a QB hurry. I spoke to safety Raymond Woody III before the game to talk about his interception last time out, staying on the field for the majority of the game, and what it means to close out his college career playing for his dad. I'm here with Raymond Woody before the Wildcats take on Western Michigan here in Week 3 of the 2024 season. Ray, let's go back to last week. You had the first interception for the Wildcats this year. Walk us through that play.
Really, I was just reading the quarterback eyes. I was supposed to be a low player, and I just seen a receiver look a little open, so I just jumped the route. God put me in position, made a play.
The defense, especially last week, was on the line. Played the majority of snaps in the game. Does that wear you down as a unit?
No, it doesn't. We just, like I said, we got to keep moving, like, we got to keep moving, keep fighting, keep being consistent, keep dominating, keep getting complacent. We got to, like I always said, we're story. So we got to put on our backs, dominate. We know the offense will come on. They're doing some good stuff. They're right there, so I'm bringing on.
you've had a long journey in this college football career of yours, from both coasts all the way here to Daytona Beach. Talk about where that journey has led you.
Man, I think it's been a blessing. Starting out at Florida State, getting opportunity to play with a lot of NFL guys, getting a chance to play some big games early, make some plays, transferring over to Cal, getting that meaningful degree, meeting some great guys who are playing against a lot of NFL prospects, Heisman winners, stuff like that, and then coming to Cooking. I mean, it's been a blessing being able to finish it all where my parents met, my dad coaches, some family atmosphere. It's been great. I'm blessed and making the most of this opportunity.
What does it mean to you to finish out your college career, both playing for your dad and at the place where he played?
It means a lot, just to keep on that legacy. I mean, growing up, we always just talk about his accolades and stuff like that, so me being able to come here and try and eat some of those accolades and just win, like that's the main goals. Like I said, I just want to take advantage of this opportunity, and our goals are still intact. Just finish strong in the SWAC, finish strong the rest of the season, and dominate.
Thank you. Good. Just like Bethune-Cookman, the Western Michigan Broncos entered tonight's contest at 0-2 after running a Big Ten gauntlet to open up their season, dropping a tight contest to Wisconsin 28-14 and a shutout loss 56-0 at number 2 Ohio State a week ago. The Broncos entered 2024 off a 4-8 overall finish last season with a 3-5 mark in MAC play, but the Broncos did beat both of their main rivals last year, Central Michigan and Eastern Michigan. Western Michigan in Week 1 led the Badgers 14-13 late in the third quarter, but Wisconsin escaped the win after 2 late scores and an interception. The Broncos, now under first-year offensive coordinator Walt Bell, returned 12 starters on offense from a season ago, including senior quarterback Hayden Wolf, who has completed 60% of his passes for 212 yards and an interception through 2 games. Also returning is sophomore running back Jalen Buckley, who was named the 2024 Doak Walker Award List watch after a freshman season in which he was named MAC Freshman of the Year with 1,003 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns. He was one of only 2 true freshmen in the country last year to rush for over 1,000 yards. Defensively, the Broncos returned 75% of their tackles, including their top 4 leaders in Tate Halleck, Aaron Wofford, Damari Robertson, and Jacob Wahlberg. The Western Michigan defense allowed the second most points per game in the MAC last season at 31.8. At the start of the year, 15 Broncos were named 2024 Athlon MAC all-conference teams. We have just about 5 minutes until kickoff here. I want to set the scene for all of those of you listening at home back in Daytona Beach or further afield. It is a beautiful afternoon, late afternoon, early evening here at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The golden sun kissing the green turf, brown end zones, the Ghost Bronco logo, 40-40 at midfield as we sit up here in the press box. It's a good crowd out here today. I'd say about 60% full right now as we head towards kickoff with a lot of folks still walking in from pregame tailgates down the hill. The campus of the university is just up the hill to our left. Plenty of trees off to the road behind us, behind the stadium, as coming into the ground from left to right are the Western Michigan Broncos in all white tonight with the Ghost Bronco logo on the helmet, brown numbers, a brown double stripe on the pants and on the shoulders. And Bethune-Cookman gets set to come in from the left-hand tunnel. They're in maroon helmets tonight with Bethune on one side, numbers on the other in white. In black jerseys with a double yellow-gold shoulder stripe and gold numbers and white pants. Johnny, once again, we talked very quickly at the start of the show about your anticipations for tonight. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the offensive woes for Bethune-Cookman, right? Because without a touchdown through 2 games, only a safety last week, their only offensive score was a field goal 2 weeks ago. How does this turn around for the Wildcats?
Well, like I said earlier, the team has to execute on the offensive side of the ball, right? Last week we had 3 drop touchdowns, like definite touchdowns, 2 hitting the receiver square in the hands. We had a fumble off of a free kick. We had a fumble, like you mentioned earlier, in the red zone, going in from a great drive that Cam Ransom and the offense had put together, but we did not execute. We were not able to finish what we started. And so if we are able to finish what we started, because we have a good team, we just haven't been able to put it together. And this is a chance for the Wildcats to show that they can compete.
And I think on the defensive side as well, you've got a Western Michigan team that runs the ball twice as much as they pass the ball. But maybe that's just because they've played 2 high major teams, just kind of like we have to start the year, and they didn't want to show too much. But they've got a quarterback in Hayden Wolf, transfer from Old Dominion, redshirt senior graduate student. He's got an arm. He's not afraid to use it. He passed for over 5,000 yards in 3 seasons at Old Dominion. So we got to be ready in the secondary. And as I mentioned in the pregame show, both Trey Pastor and De'Aris Thomas being out on the linebacker side is going to be tough to stop that interior run game.
When you're dealing with a quarterback that is efficient in the pass game, and they have really ran the ball like they've had over the past 2 games, Western Michigan, you have to play what we call assignment defense. Here's the toss.
Thank you very much. Tails is called. It is tails. You have won the toss. Bethune-Cookman has won the toss with a further option to the second half, and you'll take the ball now. Which way would you like to kick? You're going to kick that way?
So Bethune-Cookman will take the ball, kick the ball to Western Michigan to start the game. Important, right? And we thought at the end of the first half of last week's game, we're down 14-0, but we thought we'd get the ball first in the second half, and then it kind of falls apart. We got a fluke deflection interception, and they end up getting up 21-0. I think if we can play a solid first half today and go into the break within touching distance, I think the coaching staff may make the adjustments that they need to make in the break. And one of the things that I've been hearing around the discourse from the BCU fan base is, we're not making the adjustments. We're not making in-game adjustments. We're not responding to what our opponents are doing. We're not, showing enough on offense, not enough misdirection. We're just running straight at them. What would you say to those people in the community?
Well, a lot of times certain things are strategic, and you may not understand it, you may not see it, you may not like it, but there is strategy behind it. A lot of times coaches during the non-conference play will go a little bit more conservative when it comes to their play calling, because they want to open it up more when their conference play starts, because that's really when everything gets going. That's like your real season. Your second season is when conference play starts, because now you're playing for the conference championship, the Celebration Bowl, those different things that come with real reward.
The teams are out on the field. The Wildcats in the maroon helmets, black jerseys, white pants, gold numbers, kicking from left to right to get this one started. Cade Hector is out there getting ready to kick this one away. Back deep to receive for Western Michigan is Zahir Abdul Salam, back deep in the end zone. On the other side of the end zone is Jalen Nixon, the second running back, is deep as well. Here we go. Week 3. Bethune-Cookman against Western Michigan. Ball is in the air. It's a short kick moving towards Salam at the 20-yard line. Fielded at the 22. On a cutback field to the 30. Laying up the middle, 35-40. And ripped down from behind at the 45. On the return is Anthony Sambucci, the wide receiver. And, special teams has been a little bit of an issue for this team the first 2 weeks, and it rears its ugly head there. Good starting field position for the Broncos.
Well, the Wildcats did more of a sky kick to keep it from, and you typically see teams doing that, to keep it from their deep threats to make sure there are no big returns.
Hayden Wolf, the quarterback. Jalen Buckley to his right in the formation. No wide receivers out, spread out wide. Everybody tight to the ball from the 45 going right to left. Here's the snap. It's going to be play action. Wolf looking to throw. He's going to go deep. First play of the game, wide open downfield, and caught, and walking into the end zone is Anthony Sambucci for a 55-yard touchdown. One play, 55 yards, and the first passing touchdown of the season for Western Michigan.
Like we said, you have to play assignment football. do your job. Everything works out. That time, Sambucci was able to get behind the secondary, and they were able to connect on a 50-plus yard touchdown bomb.
And, I mean, we weren't ready for it, right? We were expecting them to run the ball, be conservative early, as on for the extra point is Luka Zurak, the grad transfer from Butler. The main kicker, Palmer Domsky, is out for Western Michigan today. The extra point is good. So with just 14:43 to go in the first quarter, it's Western Michigan 7, Bethune-Cookman nothing, just like that.
Just like that. And that's how fast it can happen when you get caught peeking in the backfield. Especially we talked about earlier, a person who is very proficient in the passing game, you have to make sure that you are paying attention and making sure that you are doing your job. Don't get caught peeking in the backfield. Don't get caught on the play action. Make sure you play assignment defense, assignment football.
And now we are not even going to go to break. Wildcats are going to get the ball right now. As out to kick is Luka Zurak. He'll kick right to left. Deep to receive for the Wildcats is Darnell Dees. Juvensley Bazul also back there. So both teams putting running backs deep to return kicks. Western Michigan in the all-white, Bethune-Cookman in the maroon, black, and white with gold numbers. As golden hour descends on Waldo Stadium, the sun starting to dip towards the horizon off to our left. Kicking into the sun is Zurak. He boots it, and that's going to go way out of bounds. So it's going to be a line drive kick, and it's going to be fair caught at the end zone by Darnell Dees. It looked like Zurak was looking straight at the sun, didn't know what he was doing.
It was a line drive kick right to Dees, but the Wildcats elected for him to fair catch the ball to get better field position starting at the 25-yard line.
I thought that was going to be angling out of bounds off the foot. It didn't look like a great kick from Zurak.
No, it didn't, but it hit his mark, though.
Cameron Ransom is going to be the quarterback for Bethune-Cookman. They'll spread it out, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Wildcats go left to right, already down 7-0, 14:43 to go first quarter. Juvensley Bazul in the backfield with him. He'll get the handoff, going right to left, and he'll be ripped down immediately. Marcel Tyler right there to make the stop for a loss of 3.
Though it looks like the Broncos have their ears pinned back right now, and they're just coming for the ball downhill. So like I was saying, the offensive line, they're going to have to go and deliver the blow instead of catching people, especially when they want to establish the run.
2nd down and 12 from the 23. Just 1 receiver each side. Ransom the snap. They bring an extra man. Ransom over the middle. That pass is complete and tackled immediately for a gain of about 4 up to the 27-yard line.
There's always there's an old saying, you take what the defense gives you. So even if you have a 5-yard, plus 5 yards, plus 7 yards, you take that. First downs lead to touchdowns.
Justine Clark made the catch. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Got to get to the 45 for a first down. Ransom in the gun, takes the snap. Here comes pressure off the edge. He's forced to step up in the pocket. He's bouncing around. He escapes. He spins. There's a flag down. He slides near the 40-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down, but there is a flag down. Looks like in the area of holding. This one might come back for the Wildcats.
We'll see what the call is.
What an escape artist in the backfield for Cam Ransom, by the way. He looked dead to rights.
Broke 2 tackles, spun out of 1, able to get upfield, get his eyes upfield.
Holding. Defense.
Whoa, holding on the defense.
Automatic. First down.
So the Wildcats will get an extra 10 yards after that 10-yard run.
Now, these were the things that were happening for us at Mercer, but then we started to shoot ourselves in the foot when we started having penalties, holding, different things of that nature. So let's hope the Wildcats can continue this momentum.
But I will tell you what, something that did get a lot better in that Mercer game than the first week, penalties. Only had 5 penalties against Mercer.
Absolutely.
Here's the snap to Ransom at the 45-yard line. Cam to his second option at the 50-yard line over the middle. It's a crossing pattern to Justine Clark, makes the catch, slides down across midfield to the Western Michigan 48. The Wildcats go for a little bit of tempo here. Correction, that was the tight end Marcus Velez late in the crossing pattern.
Yes, yes. The Wildcats offense taking what the Western Michigan defense gives them.
2nd and 5 after the gain of 5. Here's the handoff up the middle, trying to pound forward Bazul, and he's going to get 1 yard up to the Western Michigan 44, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3. And I think that interior run's going to be a struggle for us all game long with how big that front 7 of Western Michigan is.
The offensive line has to reset the line of scrimmage to be able to get that push to have positive gains in the run game.
3rd and 3. Wildcats going left to right. 2 receivers each side. Ransom, quarterback option. He'll try and dive forward for a 1st down, and he will pick it up at the 41-yard line.
Woo, that's what you call phone booth quickness. With 2 men in front of him, he makes them miss, dives forward for the first down, gives the Wildcats a new set of downs, some new life going forward to continue this drive.
I like that play call, too. Get the defense moving laterally, free the box up a little bit.
Yeah, they ran an option straight at the 5 technique, and he took the running back. Ransom comes up.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the WMU 41. Here's a late blitz. Ransom feels it, throws across the middle, and it's dropped. Dropped by Josteen Clark, hit him right in the hands. Clark was ripped to the ground after the play, and a flag comes out. In the secondary was Naquan Washington for Western Michigan, who just continued after the play and drove him to the ground.
It looks like it's going to be an unnecessary roughness call. After he dropped it, the DB came and still slammed him on the ground.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be disciplined in those type of situations and just let the receiver go, especially when you know the ball has hit the ground.
But if you're Josteen Clark, you've got to come up with that. That hits you right in the hands, chest high, on a curl.
What happened last week?
Exactly
2
the
touchdowns,
same
dropped.
thing. Yeah.
The same thing. So that's what we talked about, making sure that we execute.
Defense number 13, 15-yard penalty.
Well, the Broncos shooting themselves in the foot with the penalties in this first drive for the Wildcats. 2 penalties have given the Wildcats 2 free 1st downs now, and now set Bethune-Cookman up almost to the red zone at the Western Michigan 26-yard line.
Yeah, we have to make sure that we execute, which means if the ball is going to hit you in the hands, you cannot drop it. And if you can't catch the ball, you can't be on the field.
They'll set up left hash for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from the Western Michigan 26. They bring in the tight end Velez on the left-hand side as a fullback to block for Courtney Reese. Reese takes the handoff, tries to run option counter left. He breaks through 1 arm tackle and falls forward for a 3-yard gain up to the 24-yard line of Western Michigan.
These are the type of drives you want to be able to put together. Why? Because you're keeping your defense off the field. Your defense is getting rest, and when it's time for them to get back on the field, they'll be ready to go.
2nd and 8 after the 2-yard carry. They flip the fullback to the right-hand side now with 2 receivers to the left. They bring the blitz. Ransom rolls out left, in trouble in the backfield. He's going to escape. We'll throw it to Velez on the undercut, and Velez is going to be run out of bounds near the 21-yard line. Great job by Ransom to find the safety valve.
He has been able to get out of these tackles during this first drive, and he's been finding Velez like almost every new set of 1st downs. It's almost like he's the first option. So we haven't been hitting our tight end as of late, but we've been really finding him this first drive.
3rd down and 6 from the 21. Ransom with 3 to aim at, 1 left, 2 right. 3 linebackers for Western Michigan. They look like they want to bring the heat here on 3rd down. Courtney Reese is in there at running back. Changing the play at the line is Cam. Now he backs up into the shotgun, and we might have a Bethune-Cookman timeout here.
Yeah, we have a Bethune-Cookman timeout. They probably didn't like what they saw on the field. Wait a minute.
I think that Western Michigan was going to get ready to send all 3 linebackers up the A-gap in that blitz.
The clock and down are correct. 3rd down.
Oh, there was an issue with where the ball was spotted. So now the Wildcats, after quickly conferring with offensive coordinator Joe Gerbino, go back to the field. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats from the Western Michigan 22-yard line. Got to get to the 15 for a 1st down.
Now, Western Michigan has shown that they will blitz on 3rd down during pass plays, so you automatically know or have in your mind what they're going to do, so you have to be prepared for it.
Ransom of the gun, 3 receivers. They do bring the blitz. Ransom throws, wheel route, left-hand side. It's caught by Reese. He's going to get to the 5.
Touchdown.
He's going to get to the end zone for the first time this season. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman, but there is a flag on the play. Oh.
We have a flag.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, though, that was a perfectly executed wheel route by Courtney Reese.
Perfect. And to make the man miss.
Ineligible man downfield.
Wow.
Offense. The tight end was covered up and went downfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat.
That's
Third
brutal.
down.
That takes a touchdown off the board for the Wildcats, and it's Marcus Velez.
But it's one of those things that you do like to see, that the Wildcats are getting out of what we would call their comfort zone to really try to attack this defense. Let's see if the Wildcats can fix and get this momentum back from this penalty. It was a great play called by Coach Joe. Let's see if we have another one in the bag.
Now from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 11 at the 27-yard line of Western Michigan. 2 receivers to each side. All 3 linebackers tight to the line, but they drop back in coverage. Cam underneath bubble screen left-hand side to Javon Ross. He's ripped down right at the line to gain. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 4th and 11. So the Wildcats have a touchdown taken off the board by an ineligible man downfield, and here comes Cade Hector to try a field goal.
That time, Western Michigan did not blitz. They send 4, and then they dropped their linebackers to make sure that they didn't get beat again. And they just made a great open field tackle to stop this particular drive. We're going to see if we can get 3 points on the board.
It's going to be a long field goal for Cade Hector, 46 yards. There's not really much wind out there today. What little wind there is in his face. Left to right, 46-yarder. Snap, hold, kick, blocked. And
Get
the
on the
Broncos
ball.
are going to pick it up at the 30-yard line. They're not going to get anywhere with it. But that's the 3rd blocked field goal in 2 seasons that Cade Hector has had. And we are going to go to a break. Western Michigan survives a really good Bethune-Cookman drive. The Wildcats have a field goal attempt after a touchdown pass was called back for an ineligible man downfield as we go to our first break of the game. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the Cat Eye Network and 1380 WELE, 7-0 Western Michigan when we come back. Welcome back to Waldo Stadium on the campus of Western Michigan University. It's the Western Michigan Broncos 7, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats nothing. But not for the lack of trying. The Wildcats took 5 minutes off the clock, drove down, thought they had a touchdown, an eligible receiver downfield penalty took that away, and then a Cade Hector 46-yard field goal attempt was blocked. Western Michigan scored on one play covering 55 yards last time out. Let's see if they dial it back a little bit when they're on the field now. They're at the 30-yard line of their own, going right to left, Western Michigan, in the all-white with brown numbers and stripes.
I doubt it. You typically try to strike while the iron's hot.
Hayden Wolf, the quarterback. Lots of pre-snap motion. They'll end up with 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. The running back is Jalen Buckley. He's going to get the carry. Off tackle to the right. Has a hole to run through in the B gap. Runs over a defender and finally gets taken down after an 8-yard gain of the 38-yard line. Oren Patu made the stop. Also in there was Adrian Hall.
A good good point of attack from Western Michigan, and able to pick up 8 yards on that particular play.
Jaden Nixon now comes in at running back on 2nd and 2. Wolf changes the play at the line. Tight trips formation to the right with the wideouts for Western Michigan, 1 to the left. Here's the snap on 3rd and 2. They hand the ball off to Nixon. He'll run B-gap right, gets a big hole, and he's bounced out of bounds all the way past the 50 to the Wildcat 45. Big first down.
And one of the things that you notice about this Western Michigan team, even after the running back gets through the line of scrimmage, the linemen are still trying to get downfield to go block linebackers and DBs to see if they can't do something just that much more to break their running back for more yardage.
Yeah, this is a big Western Michigan offensive line. They're having their way with BCU right now. 1st and 10 for Western Michigan with the BCU 44-yard line. Handoff left-hand side. Immediate contact for Jaden Nixon. He'll fall forward for 4 yards up to the BCU 40-yard line. First man to him was Steven Sparrow.
Good 4-yard gain, but the Wildcats kind of buckled down for that play to not lose a lot of the yardage from Western Michigan.
2nd down and 5. Sorry, 2nd down and 6 from the BCU 40. Split backs this time with Nixon and Buckley. Clap from Wolf. Takes the snap, handoff, running left. Nixon, big hole. And he's in a scrum at the 30-yard line, and another 10-plus yard, 11-yard carry. They'll spot him at the BCU 29.
One of the things that as a defense that you have to take a look at is when that running back is in traffic like that, spinning around, you want to be clawing and scratching and trying to punch that ball out to give your team a chance to get that ball back, to get the offense back on the field.
1st and 10 for the Broncos from the BCU 29-yard line. This drive started at Western Michigan's own 30 just 4 plays ago. And they've all been runs so far. Wolf going to run the ball again to the left. This time the Wildcats are there, though. Only going to be a 2-yard gain. They'll push the pile actually all the way up to the 25 for a 4-yard gain. That was contacted with right at the line of scrimmage, and they dove through for another 3 yards after that.
Yeah, the referees will typically spot the ball where the forward progress was stopped, not necessarily where they get tackled or where they fall. So the forward progress puts him a little bit further up than where he was tackled.
2nd and 6 after the gain of 4 from the BCU 25. 2 tight ends in the formation, just 2 receivers. They're going to play action, one-on-one in space, and it's intercepted, but a flag. Intercepted, but a flag. Andrew Volmar, all kinds of contact in the secondary, ended up picking that pass off, but there are 2 flags on the field.
We might have an ineligible man downfield. This interception might stand.
We'll see.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 63. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is interception.
How about Andrew Volmar, the transfer from Louisiana Monroe, with the BCU takeaway?
And I mean, what a grab, because he was able to tip the pass to himself, and it went behind him, and he had to turn around to grab the ball and secure it. What a great interception by Volmar. I mean, amazing.
And that's a momentum killer for Western Michigan, right? They're driving down, having their way with the defense, running. The first pass that Wolf throws, interception.
Absolutely, and that's the type of thing that you want to see from your defense. The defense has got to be feeling good about themselves. Now the offense just has to move the ball to give the defense some rest.
All right. Wildcats set up at their own 14-yard line. A long field for the Wildcats with 6:32 to go in the first quarter, down 7-0. Ransom in the gun. Takes the snap. Handoff running left. Trying to cut back is Courtney Reese. He'll dive forward for just a gain of 2 up to the 16-yard line.
The defense for Western Michigan is being very, very aggressive. Any signs of runs, their linebackers are stepping up to try to stop that play. Cam Ransom is trying to get the offense set to go because he doesn't want to waste any time. He's trying to catch the defense off balance.
Now, if you can run play action off of that, though, you could get some good space. 3 receivers spread out to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd down and 8. Here's the snap. Ransom pulls it out, has space at the 15 or the 20. He's going to slide down close to a first down. He's going to be 1 yard short at the 24-yard line. I don't agree with that spot.
I don't know about that spot. That might be some home cooking.
That's exactly what I saw on the last play, right? They set that up by running the ball left, then they faked running the ball left, and Ransom just took it around to the right.
Yeah, and Cam did the right thing. He went and he slid. You don't want your quarterback taking it.
It is a first down.
Oh, first down. Excuse me. No, they said the ruling on the field is a first down.
Oh.
So he did pick it up.
Okay.
I thought that was a dubious
It
spot.
was. It really was.
So first down and 10 for Bethune-Cookman, and Western Michigan might challenge this.
Because the line to gain was achieved, that ruling is under.
And now they're going to go to
reviewing.
Yeah.
But Cam Ransom did the right thing and what you want to see your quarterback do. You want him to get in the open space, and then you want him to get down. You do not want your quarterback taking unnecessary hits. We saw that on Thursday with Tua. You remember he took that hit, concussion, out the game. We saw it today with Wisconsin versus Alabama. And in the first quarter, Wisconsin starting quarterback went out with a leg injury. So when your quarterback is in open space, there's no need to challenge somebody coming to hit you. Get on the ground, live to see another play.
Now, I will say, as they're reviewing this, the chains have not moved. It's still set up as 3rd down and 1, even though they announced it as first down, which the call on the field. So I think they are going to push us back to be 3rd down and 1 at the the Bethune-Cookman 24-yard line.
Let's see. I mean, they might have a little bit of home cooking in the building tonight, but that's okay. The Wildcats are still coming out aggressive and doing what they have to do to move this ball forward.
Yep, it's going to be 3rd and 1. They're going to actually spot the ball back at the 23, not the 24.
After further review, the runner is ruled down when his hips begin to drop. At that point, the ball was at the 23-yard line and short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd and 1.
So they changed that rule 2 years ago after that fake slide by the Pittsburgh quarterback. He's in the NFL now, plays for the Bears, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but they changed that rule so you can't fake the slide. You're immediately down when you begin your motion. 3rd down and 1. Wildcats just got to get 1 yard at their own 23-yard line. Ransom, handoff, left-hand side. Reese makes a jump cut, and he's run down, loss of 3. If Cam keeps that and goes right, he's got wide open space.
Yeah, they're really keying on the running back. Like I said, any sign of run, they are flying to the ball. Now defensively, that's great, but offensively, you have a chance to get the defense off balance with any type of play action, fakes, rolling out the opposite direction, any type of misdirection. So let's see. Hopefully, the Wildcats will be able to capitalize on that later on in the game.
That's unfortunate for Bethune-Cookman. So Anthony Frederick comes on to punt. He's at his own 10-yard line. Deep to receive is Jordan Parker, the wide receiver. He's at the Western Michigan 30. Frederick almost has that kick block. It's a high spiral. Going to land at the 30-yard line. No fair catch. One-man miss at the 35, and then he's run down is Jordan Parker right at the 30-yard line. Nice job by the coverage team that time to rip him down. And we're going to take a break, but keep it right here in the booth to hear from our friends at Sergio's Pizza Kitchen. Sergio's Pizza Kitchen is a proud sponsor of Bethune-Cookman football. You can take the pizza out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the pizza. Stop by Sergio's and experience the flavors for yourself. Our recipe is simple. A generous dose of love paired with the freshest, highest quality ingredients. This combination is what makes each dish truly exceptional. Our approach includes a blend of traditional recipes from the old country with a modern flair that creates our wide variety of great-tasting dishes, which range from gourmet pizzas, soups, pastas, and entrees. Come visit us in the Public Shopping Center on Bevel and Clyde Morris, or visit our website and order online with Slice and Uber Eats. Get your college ID and get 10% off your orders. Go Wildcats. Thank you to Sergio's Pizza Kitchen. And football is back at the beach, and you can get your tickets now at the BCU box office and Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss your chance to see the Cats in action as they take on Clark Atlanta Saturday, September 21st at 3 p.m. Call the ticket office today at 386-481-2465. That's 386-481-2465, or visit Ticketmaster.com. And we talk about this Wildcats offense, the same things rearing their ugly head, right? Just poor decision-making. I'm not even sure it's poor decision-making, but it's not being able to adjust on the fly, right? That play was a draw to the right side on 3rd and 1 for Courtney Reese all over. The defense saw it. We saw it up here. The crowd saw it. Everybody watching at home saw it. And if you're unable to make the defense second-guess themselves, you're not going to go anywhere.
Well, a part of our offensive playbook, how we hand the ball off to the running back, we do what they call veer reads. So you're handing the ball off, but not taking your hands off the ball because you're reading what the defensive line does. So if the defensive lineman does something a certain way, you would hand the ball off. So if you're reading your man and he does what you've been coached to give the ball, then you would give the ball. But in some circumstances, if you see something, you adjust on the fly and try to get out to get positive yardage and get down the field.
Because at that point, it's 3rd and 1, right? We thought we had it. They reviewed it. They took it away from us. And then on 3rd and 1, you just run it right up the gut into a bigger defense and get stopped. You've got to have some misdirection.
Yeah, you really can't do anything about the slide. You want your quarterback to slide because you don't want him getting popped unnecessarily. But at that, you can give us a little visitor love.
4:35 to go, first quarter. 7-0 Western Michigan, and it's Bronco ball from their own 35-yard line, going right to left after the punt from Anthony Frederic. Hayden Wolf in the gun. Jaden Nixon behind him. Nixon will get the handoff. He'll go right up the middle and be tackled for a gain of 3 yards up to the 37-yard line.
The Western Michigan offense is doing nothing but running the ball straight ahead. It's what they would call smash mouth football, and that's what I guess the Midwest is known for. Just, hey, may the best man win.
Yep. Jefferson LaFontant made the stop on that last play. Now he comes out and is replaced by Earl Miller Jr. in the middle of that defensive front. 2nd down and 7. Snap to Wolf. He's going to ball in the belly of the running back. He makes a jump cut in the backfield, gets to the second level, does Jaden Nixon, and he's pulled down. 1st down yardage up to the 48-yard line.
Oh, we have a flag. We have a flag on the play.
There is a flag down. But, I mean, they're just peeling that defensive line back like a can opener, just double teaming the guys up front.
Sideline warning.
Sideline.
Cookman. This is only a warning in the first of the game. First down.
So what the Western Michigan offense is able to do right now is they're able to wall off the defensive line just so their running back can pick the place where he finds that little opening, that 2 or 3 inches that you need to slide through and gain positive yardage.
Clock running, 3:40 to go. 1st down and 10 at the Western Michigan 48, going right to left. Snap to Wolf. He'll fake
Play
the
action.
handoff, drop back to pass. He's going to go deep down the middle of the field, and it's caught wide open underneath is Anthony Sambucci, and he's going to get all the way inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Correction, that's Jordan Parker on the reception.
That's one of the things you have to communicate on defense. You cannot, and especially when you're dropping in zone, you cannot not talk. You cannot just let people run through your zone. You have to be able to communicate so that you know that he's coming into your zone to be able to at least provide decent defense.
Larry, I can hear myself. Snap to Wolf. He's going to roll to his left, throw back across to the right side, and it's caught. 10-5 touchdown to the tight end, Chris Tootle. And the Broncos go up 2 scores with 2:52 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Broncos were able to flood the zone and get that corner that was sitting there. Were able to get him out and then bring another receiver behind him who was open straight to the touchdown.
Chris Tootle, the graduate student from Wilmington, North Carolina, transfer from North Carolina State, was in there, and now Luka Zurak on for the extra points. It is up. It is good. So the Broncos drive down the field from their own 35 to the Bethune-Cookman end zone in just 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And with 2:52 to go in the first quarter, Western Michigan leads this one 14-0. We'll take a break and be right back. This is Bethune-Cookman University Athletics on the Cat Eye Network Radio. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. And make sure you're representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online to the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on shop. The Western Michigan Broncos scored that last touchdown in 2 minutes and 52 seconds, covering 75 yards, and they lead 14-0 as Zurak gets ready to kick it back off to Bethune-Cookman left to right. His first kickoff wasn't that convincing. It almost angled out of bounds as the sun is right in his face going down behind that left end zone. He's going to angle that one towards the end zone again. De'Aris Thomas this time will bring it out from the goal line. 5, 10, 15. He's hit and bounces off a tackle and then upended at the 18-yard line.
Darnell Dees with a decent return there, getting the Wildcats out of the shadow of the end zone.
Well, this is exactly where they started that last drive, where they almost had a first down, but they had it taken back on review and then had to punt from deep in their own end. But you got to get first downs. You got to keep that defense off the field.
First downs lead to touchdowns, and unfortunately, on the last drive, that one was taken away due to where Cam started his slide, not to where he ended up hitting the ground.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They spotted at the 19-yard line. Trips tight to the pattern on the right-hand side for Cam. He's going to pitch the ball to the left and almost somewhere to go.
He got
breaking out and getting to the sideline for a gain of 4. Who is that on the pitch? It's Courtney. Oh, no, sorry, it's Juju Bazul. A little bit weird at this stadium. The visiting sideline is the closest one to the press box.
Yes, I was actually surprised about that. I actually thought that we were going to be on the far side, but no. What would be, I would think, could be considered the home side is the side that the Wildcats are on.
So if you're running to the near side, that's the home side here. 2nd down and 7 after the gain of 3. Ransom with 3 to aim at. 1 left, 2 right. Ransom back to pass. Pressure coming from the backside. The ball is out on the ground, and it looks like Western Michigan's going to fall on it.
I think Bethune recovered.
Nope, BCU did get it. Perfectly timed backside blitz from Western Michigan. Bethune-Cookman did fall on it. Antoine Wells picked it up for the Wildcats.
And because Cam is a left-handed quarterback, that would usually, if you're right-handed, that would be your front side. But for Cam, that is his backside, so he did not see that rush and that pressure coming and was not able to get rid of the ball in time before it was knocked out of his hand.
Loss of 7 on the play. Wildcats have 3rd down and 13 now from their own 16-yard line. One man in motion left to right. That's Javon Ross. Snap to Cam. He's going to, oh no, he's going to go down. Nowhere to go. They tried the quarterback draw. The middle wasn't there, and he's sacked again. 2nd time in a row. Corey Walker, the defensive end, came and took him down, and the Wildcats going backwards will have to punt again.
Cam was trying to get rid of the ball. He was about to throw. He pulled the ball back because he felt the pressure, but he tried to spin out of it, but they were able to grab onto his ankle and get him to the ground.
And now Anthony Frederick in a familiar position this season for him, punting from the back of his own end zone. And Jordan Parker is standing almost near midfield. Frederick does get the punt away. It's a low line drive. It's going to bounce right at midfield. It's going to take a Western Michigan bounce to the 50 and settle at the Western Michigan 45-yard line is where it stops. There's a bit of pushing and shoving after the play.
I don't know. It looked like a flop to me.
A Western Michigan player hits the deck. No flags fly, and everybody goes back to their respective benches. It's been chippy down there, especially ever since Justine Clark got thrown to the ground after the play on the BCU's first drive.
Yeah, sometimes, you want to make sure that the other team knows that you're just not some little kid on the field, that, hey, we're grown men just like you're grown men, and we're not just going to get bullied by you.
Western Michigan with 42 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Very good field position at their own 45-yard line. Exactly the same starting field position where they threw that one-play touchdown on their first drive. They're up 14-0 already with 42 seconds left to go in the first. Hayden Wolf, the quarterback, clap, snap, fakes the handoff, back to pass. He's going to go deep, middle of the field, and it is. Diving catch is made by Sambucci at the BCU 35-yard line.
They're throwing over top of the linebackers underneath the safeties, and that zone has been open pretty much at the start of this game. So the Wildcats are going to have to be able to make adjustments to stop that.
Broncos go tempo now from the Wildcat 35.
Another
Wolf, play action, go to the short side. It's the tight end, Chris Tootle. He's going to go down the right side and bumble at the 25 all the way out of bounds near the 20-yard line, 15 yards, and another first down for the Broncos.
Playing assignment football. If you do your job, everything else will work out. That's why you have people are falling for the play action.
This is the end of the first quarter.
The first quarter is over.
Yeah, that's the end of the first quarter, and it's been all Broncos. It's 14-0 Western Michigan, and they are inside the red zone. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line for the Broncos when we come back. The Wildcats had a chance. They had the ball in the end zone. It was called back on a penalty, and then the field goal was blocked, and after that the Wildcats have not been able to move the ball at all. No first down since that first drive for Bethune-Cookman. We'll take a short break and be right back with the second quarter of action here from Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University Football on 1380 WELE and Cat-Eye Network Radio. Back at Waldo Stadium here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're getting set for the start of the second quarter. It's the Western Michigan Broncos 14, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats nothing, but not for lack of trying, Johnny. The Wildcats put the ball in the end zone. They just had it taken away by a penalty. But after that first drive, the Wildcats just 27 total yards, 12 passing, and 15 rushing.
Awareness is the word that comes to mind, because the penalty that took our touchdown away was an ineligible man downfield. So the tight end was covered by the receiver. So either the tight end has to move back or the receiver has to move back. So you always have to understand what your formation, where you're supposed to line up, because that could have easily been avoided, and this could have easily just been a one-touchdown game.
Western Michigan threatening. They've got 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the Bethune-Cookman 17-yard line. A drive that started after a BCU punt at their own 45 with 42 seconds left to go in the first. Here we go. 15 minutes to go until halftime. Wolf in the I formation with Nixon behind him. He's going to hand the ball off to Abdir Zalous Salam, and Salam's going to bowl forward for a 9-yard gain all the way up to the 9-yard line.
Western Michigan utilizing the counter play where you start off headed to one side and you cut backside with either a pulling guard or a pulling tackle.
2nd and 2 from the 9 for Western Michigan. Wildcats, when the Broncos got down here last time, had an interception to end the drive. Only one receiver out of the formation. They're going to hand the ball off to Salam again. He's going to run into a brick wall, and he's going to get first down yardage on the forward progress, I think, up to the 7-yard line. But a good stop by the Wildcats in there. Shelton Quarles Jr. was there, and it's actually going to be 3rd and 1. Did not get there.
Way to clog up the middle. The Wildcats were able to clog up the middle, did not have any type of any gain for the Broncos. So those are the things that you like to see, that they're still out there fighting.
Salam goes out. Jaden Nixon comes back in. 3rd and 1 for the Broncos from the BCU 8-yard line. Handoff. Nixon makes a jump cut, gets through the line, and scores a touchdown.
You can't miss tackles. You can't miss tackles. So, Nixon ran through about 3 arm tackles, and when you're a good trained running back, you are trained to run through those type of tackles. So you cannot arm tackle a running back like that.
And it's just one simple jump cut, and he's in open space because the offensive line for Western Michigan has just bottled up our entire front 7.
Well, it could have easily been stopped when he cut to the outside. There were 3 men right there playing defense, but you cannot arm tackle running backs like that.
Lucas Zurak on for his 3rd extra point of the first half. It is up. It is good. 21-0. Western Michigan with 13:48 to go in this first half.
Bethune-Cookman has a lot of time still to be able to put a few points up on the board before the half, but they're going to have to put it together for this go-around to make sure that we can go into the locker room on a positive, because we are going to get the ball back at the beginning of the second half.
Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on Twitter and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest BCU football, follow at BCU Football and BCU Gridiron on Twitter and Instagram. I got to catch our SID Bryce when he makes a mistake. I know he's listening to the broadcast. Bryce, that's at BCU Gridiron, not BCU Football. I caught you there.
BCU Gridiron.
It'll be another kickoff for Luka Zurak. Darnell Dees and Juvensly Bazul back deep for the Wildcats, this time kicking away from the sun, left to right. Dees makes the catch at the 15. He'll run right up the middle into a crowd at the 25-yard line, still wrestling, and be down at the 26. So the exact same situation as if he would have fair caught that ball inside the 10-yard line.
Now, I can tell you that this time around, Darnell Dees was holding that ball very tight in that traffic, because we know last week he was on the sideline. The ball got punched out after our safety on the free kick, and we lost that fumble. So Darnell Dees is not trying to make the same mistake twice.
All right, after going 3 and out on each of their last 2 drives in the first quarter, let's see what the Wildcat offense can do now. They're going into the sun, going right to left in this second quarter. Ball on their own 26-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. Ransom in the gun. Hill's going to run to the left-hand side, immediately feel pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 24, 2-yard loss.
They played some good assignment football right there. Typically when you have that type of play, everybody has a man that they're assigned to, one to the running back, one to the receiver, one to the tight end, one to the quarterback. And if you attack your man properly, you're able to make plays like they did to stop the Wildcats for a loss.
They ran to the weak side there with no receivers blocking that time to the Wildcats. They're doing the same formation now. Ball near hash. 2nd down and 12. 3-man to the right, none to the left. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Ransom feels it, tries to escape, can't. Sacked all the way back at the 15-yard line.
The blitz came right up the middle. Now the Western Michigan Broncos, their ears are pinned back, and they're just coming fast at this quarterback, right? They're playing with what we would say reckless abandon.
Yeah, that was a safety blitz too. Tate Halleck, the graduate student from Grand Rapids.
He came right up the middle, and so you have to account for those things. So now they're getting back into their blitz package. They had abandoned it earlier when Cam was able to break some tackles and make some plays down the field. Well, they're coming back to it now.
After 2 straight sacks, the Wildcats face 3rd and 25 from their own 16-yard line. 4 receivers in the pattern, 3 right, single left. Ransom play action, throws bubble screen right-hand side to the 20-yard line, making a man miss as the receiver and getting up to the 20-yard line, and that's it. Just a 6-yard gain. Trying to see who made that catch.
It was a host of Broncos. The Wildcats were able to get the ball out the quarterback's hands quickly to try to get the ball upfield. The Broncos played that fairly well, able to put a stop to it and make sure that he wasn't able to gain yardage for a first down.
Omari Stewart made that catch but could not get anywhere near the first down. It's 4th down and 19, and here comes Frederic again. He's punting from his own 10, gets the punt away. It's a boomer, forcing the returner all the way back to the 30-yard line, and a big hit for Jordan Parker, and he's wrestled down at the 35 as he tried to make the leading tackler miss. Good coverage that time by Bethune-Cookman on special teams. Leading in to make that tackle was actually the tight end, Ian Lange.
Listen, let me tell you, that was great coverage by the Wildcats. And I'm going to tell you this, I saw somebody on the coverage team trying to rip that ball out the return man's hands. So hopefully we'll see a ball on the ground that the Wildcats can jump on and capitalize on.
We'll take the time out on the field, but we'll keep it right here. Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the Cat Eye Network. If your business is interested in partnering with us on the Cat Eye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo at cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo at cookman.edu, and your business could be on air with the Wildcats. There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at cookman.scalefunder.com. That's cookman.scalefunder.com. And I wanted to rip on our SID Bryce. He put it in big 20-point font, bold, underlined, BCU gridiron after I called him out on the last time out. But again, in the last 2 possessions for the Wildcats, Ransom has been sacked 4 times. What do we need to do to avoid that?
Well, what you want to do is make sure that we keep the defense off balance. So you want to look to your game and as far as play action, counters, any type of misdirection can help you right now, because when the defense is just able to tee off on you, then you know that they are trying to get to you fast and often. So you want to do something that slows them up, that they have to play what we say, you have to make them play honest. Because right now, they're just able to run freely and do whatever that they want to. And you do not want that when it comes to the defense. You want to make them have to think about what they're doing and make sure that they're playing assignment football as well.
Tonight, the first ever meeting between the Wildcats and the Western Michigan Broncos. The Broncos have only ever played 2 HBCUs before. That's wins against NC Central and Delaware State, both in the last decade. And again, second-year head coach Lance Taylor, 2 new coordinators this year for Western Michigan, but, they've been showing out tonight here for their home opener. It'll be 1st and 10 for Western Michigan from their own 35-yard line, going left to right, away from the sun here in the second quarter. The Broncos lead the Wildcats 21-0, 11:27 to go until halftime. Wildcats would love another takeaway here.
It would really be a momentum shifter for the Wildcats to be able to get one.
It's Hayden Wolf back there with Jaden Nixon at running back. Wolf takes the snap, fakes the handoff, back to pass. Pressure coming from the backside. Wolf throws it deep down the field. It is incomplete. Raymond Woody Jr. bats the pass away, but a flag is down.
The flag is down.
I think he engaged a little bit too early.
I don't know about that. I think he played that ball. From my vantage point, Raymond Woody III played that ball as perfect as you can play it for that pass breakup.
But it looks like they will call pass interference here. We'll get the referee's opinion.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 8, 10-yard penalty.
Oh, wow.
Automatic.
Okay. So it wasn't on Woody. You're right. He played that pass
correctly.
It
perfectly.
It was Johnny Harris, who I think set a pick a little bit for Woody to get in on that one. That was our referee this evening, David Siegel. Tony Smith, Fiore Stabilo, Jen Berkey, and David Middleton are our other officials tonight.
Yeah, you have to.
1st and 10 for the Broncos. Handoff at the 45-yard line up to the 50. In space, 45, 40 at BCU, and pushing all the way out of bounds inside the BCU 40. It's Nixon again with another big-time run.
You want to be aggressive now. You want to make sure that you are making sure that they're not just able to run and just get extra yardage on you. So you want to make sure that you are aggressive at the point of attack. But right now, the Broncos are the ones who are being a little bit more aggressive than the Wildcats.
1st and 10 for the Broncos on the BCU 39. Wildcats bring blitz. Wolf back to pass. Pressure from the backside. He floats the ball out of bounds, incomplete. Dallas Corbett was looking like a man possessed running after the quarterback that time and forced him to throw it away.
Now, let me tell you this. I wouldn't be surprised if Oren Patu gets around to that quarterback, because this is the second straight play where he has almost gotten to that throwing arm while the quarterback is about to let that ball go. So Oren Patu is working on that backside tackle, and I think he's going to get to him before this night is over with.
2nd down and 10 for the BCU 39 for Western Michigan. Split backs now. Nixon and Salam. It's going to be a handoff to Nixon. Jump cut up the middle. 45-30. Running free. Gets another block 30. 25-20 to left sideline. Down to the 10 and pushed out of bounds at the 12-yard line. That was Zahir Abdus-Salam, who only had 30 yards on 9 carries coming into the game from Newark, New Jersey, from my family's neck of the woods.
Yeah, once again, it's no secret what the Broncos are doing. That was a little bit of a counter action. Starts going on the front side, cuts back to the backside, and he was just able to find open space and get positive yardage on that play.
Clock running, 10:13 to go. Broncos stay in the split back set. 2 receivers right, single left. Now they bring the tight end tight to the formation. They're going to hand the ball off to Salam again. Jump cut to the backfield. He is getting met by a host of maroon and black jerseys. Only a gain of 3 that time, up to the 13-yard line. Met in the middle by Ebenezer Debula. Jefferson LaFontant was also down there.
A great stop by the Wildcats, being able to clog up that middle again to make sure that there was little to no gain on that last play.
Western Michigan already up 21-0 with 9.5 to go first half, and they're inside the 15 trying to do it again. 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain. Wolf the snap. Handoff Salam running left. Cuts back to the right in the middle, and he is hammered by the Wildcats near the 1st down marker. They'll spot him 1 yard short at the 8-yard line.
It looks like that was a good stop. You saw that time the DBs came up to be able to make the stop, so to keep him short of the 1st down marker.
Kevin Washington Jr. for the Wildcats was the first man on the tackle that time. 3rd down and 1. They're at the 8. They need the 7 of Bethune-Cookman as Western Michigan's in the red zone. All 3 receivers tight to the formation to the left. Looks like it's going to be a strong side run again. It is. Salam up the middle, big hole, touchdown. Nobody touched him before he ran into the end zone. They just ran weak side, slipped him out the back door, and he ran in for the touchdown.
They made a good play with the edge rusher coming up to try to make the play.
Defense must leave the game for 1 play due to his helmet coming off.
But they had somebody who came across in that play to basically set that play open, blocked him out, and the running back just ran right under for the touchdown.
Luka Zurak, who has had little to do but kick extra points and kickoffs so far tonight, on for another extra point. It is up, it is good, and with 8 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the first half, it's Western Michigan 28, Bethune-Cookman nothing. The Wildcats, again, have just had nothing for this Western Michigan team outside that first drive early on in the contest.
And I mean, right now it's kind of the same old story. The defense has spent a lot of time on the field. Offense, the one thing I guess you could say that's good about tonight is that the offense hasn't been going just 3 and out this whole game. They've been able to try to maintain most of their drives. However, they haven't been able to put together complete drives like they did in the first quarter, their first 2 out of 3 of their first drives in the first quarter.
I'm going to counter that, though, because their first drive for BCU, yes, they took 9.5 minutes off the clock, and they had a blocked field goal after a Paterra touchdown was called back due to a penalty. After that, 3 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays. 7 yards, -7 yards, -4 yards. On the game, Bethune-Cookman just 23 total yards of offense to Western Michigan's 274. And only 5 yards on the ground, 1.3 yards per rush for the Wildcats.
And you cannot, when you can't move the ball, you can't win games. Not unless you're going to score all your points defensively. You have to be able to effectively move the ball and execute. And once again, one of the things I said at the beginning of this broadcast was that the Wildcats are going to have to execute. And it doesn't matter who's in front of you on the other side of that ball. You have to be able to play your game.
Do you love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Turillo, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Reinowski and Brian Harvey. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune in to 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. And I will say, if you want to listen to the show live, it's not a set time every week on 1380 WLE. It is 1 hour before our pregame show, so an hour and 45 minutes before the kickoff of each football game, if you want to listen to Hail Wildcats Radio. And the Cat Network is your home for all the gridiron action this season. Listen live to every game at youtube.com/Cat Network or locally at 1380 WELE in Daytona Beach. Next week, the Cats are back home as they host Clark Atlanta this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Catch the hometown call right here on the Cat Radio Network. And Johnny, if I can turn the clock forward ahead to next week a little bit, how important is that game against Clark Atlanta next week? Not just for the players on the field, but for the perception of this program as Luka Zurak gets set to kick it off again to Darnell Dees deep in the back left corner of the end zone.
Very important, and we'll talk about it after this play.
Yep, the kick is away. Dees got a fair catch it, and it'll come out to the 25.
A game like that can really help build the team's confidence to get them back on the right side of things, especially as you are, that is the game that you're going into before your conference play. So it can be used as a momentum builder, so you don't feel like you're going into your conference play flat. So you really want to have a good game, a competitive game here, but you really want to make a great showing going into next week when you play Clark Atlanta.
Wildcats will go on offense again from their own 25-yard line, going right to left, down 28-0, 8:48 to go. It's a handoff up the middle on first down, trying to bounce it off. Tackle is the running back.
Darnell Dees.
Darnell Dees is in at running back, and he gets 3 yards up to the 27-yard line.
Darnell Dees is fighting for every yard that he had running into the mouth of that defense.
2nd down and 7 now. 2 receivers right, single left, tight end also right. Cam Ransom looks to the sideline to get the play.
Wildcats trying to go tempo here.
Ransom claps, snap. He looks. He's going to scramble to his left away from the pocket. He's going to throw it over the middle of the field, and it's going to be incomplete. A flag flies. It bounced off the hands of the intended receiver, and incomplete.
That's going to be coming back. I can see it's probably going to be a holding call.
Malik Huggins was the intended receiver, and the Wildcats keep shooting themselves in the foot. I thought that might have been defensive holding, but nope, it's going to be offensive holding.
Holding, offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
Cameron Vaughn, the left tackle, called for that.
Yep. What happens is that when the defender crosses, as an offensive lineman, when the defender crosses your face, you cannot keep holding on to him across his body. That is almost always going to be called a hold by the officials. So it is just best to let him go, push him down, whatever the case might be. But if you continue to hold him and he has beat you across your face, holding call every time.
From 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 17, now the Wildcats in trouble again.
This is what happens when you get to start playing undisciplined ball.
2 left, single right, ball left hash. Ransom snap, Back,
Got him.
launches it deep down the middle of
Got
the
him.
field. It is
Caught.
A hand fight by Lorenzo Jenkins. He brings it in at the Western Michigan 40. One-on-one with Deshaun Bassell, and he wins the battle.
Listen, I knew that the Wildcats were chomping at the bit because they hadn't been able to go deep because of those sacks that Cam Ransom had. But the Wildcats now are trying to build a little bit of momentum in this second quarter before they go into halftime.
Wildcats go tempo at the Western Michigan 38. Ransom, bubble screen left-hand side. It's going to be a
double
double pass. Deep, down the middle, towards the end zone. It is caught.
He dropped it.
He dropped it. In the end zone, another dropped touchdown pass. It was Darnell Dees in the end zone. Malik Huggins threw the ball on the double pass.
On a double pass.
Oh, my goodness.
Darnell
He was wide open.
He was wide open, and he was falling as he was catching the ball. And at the very end, the ball just dropped out of his hands. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Now 2nd and 10 for the Western Michigan 38. Juvensly Bazul comes in at running back. Another heartbreaker for the Cats. Got to pick yourselves up, though. You're still on offense. Handoff Bazul up the middle. Big hole, 30, 25, 20. Right-hand sideline out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Stops the clock.
Oh, what a run.
Great run. That's probably the biggest hole Bazul's been able to run through today. The Wildcats great at the point of attack to be able to get that extra yardage. Bazul getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, giving the Wildcats time to get set for their next play.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats on the Western Michigan 15-yard line. Second trip to the red zone for the Wildcats. They had a field goal blocked the last time they were down here in the first quarter. Snap, handoff, left-hand side. Bazul trying to get to the edge, being chased by a litany of white cover defenders. He breaks the corner.
Almost.
Oh, it's Darnell Dees, excuse me. He turned the corner, and he ended up getting pushed out of bounds at the 6-yard line, barely.
No, almost. The Wildcats are showing that they can move the ball on this team.
Yep.
We saw at the beginning, if it wasn't for the
timeout Western Michigan, they're all sorts of confused on that defensive side.
That last play was Courtney Reese. Courtney Reese on that last carry. And, I mean, he was literally one man away from scoring. And he was the one who would have scored the first touchdown that we had called back. So
you know he's itching to get in there.
He wants his back. He wants his get back.
So let's recap a little bit. The Wildcats, after being backed up by a penalty to 2nd and 17, threw a deep bomb down the field for 44 yards, Lorenzo Jenkins, what a catch, by the way, battled arm fighting one-on-one with LaShawn Bassell. He brought that ball in, so the Wildcats were in the plus territory. Then, on that very next play, the Wildcats go tempo, tried to do a double pass for the end zone. Darnell Dees was wide open, and he dropped the ball.
Hey, those things happen, but like my old football coach, Alvin Sean Wyatt used to say, I don't care what happens to you on that field. I care about how you react to what happens on this field.
2nd and 1 for Bethune-Cookman. They're at the Western Michigan 6. Need the 5 for a first down. It's going to be Juvensly Bazul, sidecar left of Cameron Ransom, and a false start.
False start by the left tackle. False start. Oh, man.
That's the freshman, Tico Schultz.
Listen.
We'll see if they call it on him. But, yeah, the freshman who has been moved from right tackle to left tackle.
That doesn't matter. If the defense abrupt, it's on the defense. Correct. Half the distance.
Oh, it's on the defense.
It's on the defense because the defense moved first.
Number, Tony? Tony, you have a number?
The referee has a hot mic. Oh, man. Darryl Natil has joined us in the booth. We'll hear from him at halftime.
The defensive line made an abrupt movement. By rule, it's a foul for delay of game. Defense, penalty is half the distance to the goal, which will result in a first down.
That's a new one for me. That's a new one for me. I don't know that one. All right, anyway, 1st and goal for the Cats from the 3-yard line, attacking the end zone to listeners left as the sun, bright orange, kisses the top of the treetops beyond the end zone. Ransom is in there with Juvensly Bazul. 3 receivers all the way to the right-hand side. Ransom, he's going to run. Left-hand side, looking for the corner. He is in!
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown, maroon and gold. This time, it will count, and the Wildcats are in the end zone for the first time this season.
Oh, man, listen, boy, what a breather for the Wildcats to be able to get on the board right now after penalties for holding, ineligible men downfield, drop passes, way to continue to fight back for this score. And we still have 6 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock. So there is time to get the ball back and get another score before we go in for halftime.
Cade Hector on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick. Good. And with 6 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the first half, the Wildcats are on the board. They trail the Western Michigan Broncos 28-7. But a chance to celebrate for the Wildcats offense here in Kalamazoo. Got to take the little victories. We'll take a short break and be right back. This is BCU Athletics on the Canada Network and 1380 WELE. Back at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The Wildcats are on the board and in the end zone for the first time in 2024. Here's your drive recap, courtesy of Johnny.
The Wildcats scoring drive was 6 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock. And boy, we needed that.
And I'll tell you what, the MVP of that drive was the offensive line.
It really was. It really was, because those victories start up front.
Cade Hector, a line drive kick that bounces and is going to roll to the 5, taken by Mixon at the 10-15, running left to the 20, arm tackle and a shoulder into the chest of Mixon at the 25-yard line. What a great tackle by the Wildcats, trying to figure out who made that pop.
Great tackle.
There's some pushing and shoving going on after the play. The Wildcats, Terrence Alexander made that tackle.
Great tackle by the kickoff team, staying in their lanes, getting to the ball, making sure that he doesn't break one for a big gain. That's what you want to see out of your coverage team.
And even though the Wildcats have been down in this game, we're still popping pads. We're still going at it. We're still going to play four quarters of football.
And from what we just saw, the Wildcats are letting them know that they're still here and that they're not going to back down. 1st and 10
for the 25 for Western Michigan. Hayden Wolf takes the snap, hand off to the running back Nixon. He's going to be wrestled down from behind at the 39-yard line. Dallas Corbett made the stop, gain of 4.
Great stop by Dallas. Had a man on him and was still able to make the tackle. Just a hard-nosed play by that edge.
They're doing that off-tackle run, right? And the Wildcats have had a hard time stopping that at the point of attack tonight.
Yeah, well, when you do that, you're going to run to where that gap is and just try to part it like the Red Sea.
2nd and 6, bunch formation left, handoff Mixon up the middle. He's patient. He is hit hard. He is down for no gain. Adrian Hall with an excellent job at the point of attack.
Just a great way to just step in the hole and mano y mano. Make sure that he doesn't get any extra yards and just be a linebacker.
And I tell you what, he shoulder to chest, wrapped him up, drove him back. Third down, now third down and 5. They did give him 1 yard. They're at the 30-yard line of their own Western Michigan. 5:27 and counting to go first half. Wolf takes the snap. Oh, a lot of pre-snap motion. Now he does get the snap. He's going to throw bubble screen left-hand side of the tight end, bouncing off one tackler, a second tackler. The Wildcats swung to the ball, and he only got 1 yard, did Blake Bosma. He did not get anywhere close to that first down.
Not at all. The Wildcats are making the tackles in the open field, are making the tackles, meeting the running back in the hole, A gap, B gap. They played a solid drive right here with the Broncos going 3 and out, and they're having to punt.
Great job. I think Shelton Quarles Jr. was the first man to make contact with the tight end. And punting for the first time today is Western Michigan. It's the redshirt freshman Ryan Milmore gets the punt away from his own 20-yard line. Darnell Dees calls for the fair catch and makes it at his own 21. So the Wildcats will be back on the field with 4:38 to go in this first half, down 28-7. And a flag flies after the play. And I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct for the Wildcats. And Coach Woody just threw
not happy.
He just threw a clipboard and whacked somebody up in the back of the head.
Not with the clipboard.
Not with the clipboard, no.
Not with the clipboard.
Yeah. It's Walt Simmons.
See, Coach Woody is a person. He really preaches discipline. He wants his players to be disciplined. And so when you do certain things that are undisciplined, that end up ultimately hurting your team, he is not going to like it.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Receiving team, number 4, is first of the game. Penalty is half distance to the goal.
That's Walt Simmons, who took the majority of snaps at quarterback last year, has been flexed to a wide receiver this year.
Yeah, you want to make sure that everything you're doing, that you're keeping your head in the game. You don't want to get just so amped up that you are not, that you don't have any awareness of what's going on. And so right there, Walt kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit, but hopefully the Wildcats will be able to respond back with another drive like they did with that 75-yard drive that they had prior.
They're at their own 11-yard line now, Bethune-Cookman. I was going to ask you, what do you want to see out of this drive? A little bit late for that, but we'll get to it between plays.
A score. That's what I want to see.
4 receivers in the pattern for the Wildcats, 3 left, single right, ball right hash. Here's the snap. Ransom keeps, moves around the left-hand side, slides down. They only give him 2 yards up to the 12-yard line, because remember, it's where he drops his hips to start sliding. But again, I like that play call.
I do too. He broke the tackle from the end, and where he drops his hips is kind of subjective to who is like looking at it. I don't know, but I think they could have probably given him another yard or 2 on that. But hey, I'm not on the field.
Yeah, gain of 2, second down and 8 for the Wildcat 13. Ransom snap, rolling left, design quarterback run, trying to get to the edge. He will be tackled out of bounds.
Gets outside.
No gain on the play. If a gain of 1, if anything, they will give him 1 up to the 14-yard line, bring up 3rd down and 7.
I think they're trying to set something up with these 2 runs for something in the air. So I think that we may see a pass possibly upfield where they're going trips.
But again, 2 straight blitzes from Western Michigan.
Yes, so you're going to have to get the ball out of his hands very quickly.
Ransom with 3 receivers right, single left. 3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats on their own 14-yard line. He's going to put the ball in the belly of the receiver. Darnell Dees. He's tripped up by the last man in the hole.
One man to beat. That linebacker on the ground just made literally
maybe a touchdown saving tackle.
Maybe a touchdown saving tackle. Because
Ontario Thompson was the man, the junior from Dubuque, Iowa.
Darnell Dees would have been off to the races. It's hard to catch that man when he gets into the open field. Here come the Wildcats punt team.
But again, a great job by the offensive line getting the gap for Dees to run through.
Yes. And so hopefully this puts us in a position to where they're going to try to run this clock out. I can tell you that much.
Frederic gets the punt away. Line drive high. Spiral fair catch called for and made by Sambucci at the Western Michigan 35-yard line. 2:48 to go in the first half, and the Wildcats would love another stop. Don't let Western Michigan put points on the board and go into the half here.
Absolutely. It's a win if you keep them out the end zone. at this point. It's definitely a win because the second half, the start of the second half, you get the ball coming back out. And so you get to go into halftime, make the adjustments, and see if you can't put more points on the board and put those points up on the board quickly.
Here we go. Hayden Wolf back in the game. Western Michigan offense on the field, their own 35, going left to right. 2 receivers left, none to the right. The running back is Nixon. Wolf takes the snap, back to pass, throws, middle of the field. He's caught and dropped after a vicious hit over the middle of the field. Oh, my goodness. Who was that for the Wildcats?
That is what you want
Darion Davis.
to see. That is what you want to see. You don't want these guys just running open across the middle. Great stick by Davis, jarring the ball loose, incomplete pass, and going for second down for the Broncos.
I'll tell you what, he's in the Dearest Thomas, Trey Pastor spot. Both of those guys are injured this week. Handoff left-hand side to Salam. He slips through, gets to the 40-yard line, and is tackled by the second layer. Gain of 5 for Salam. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Broncos from their own 40-yard line. And it's LaFontaine and Hall on the tackle.
Yeah, right here. I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to run the ball or give us a little bit of play action right here. So the Wildcats have to make sure that they stay on their toes to make sure that they do not give up a big play.
3rd and 5 from the 40. Wildcats trying to get off the field. Hard count by Hayden Wolf, the transfer from Old Dominion, the 6th-year senior. Looks to the sideline to get the play. Clock running, and we're going to have the 2-minute warning here as Western Michigan is not going to snap the ball. Brand new in college football this year, the 2-minute warning. I'm still not sure how I feel about it.
I mean, it's a great way in this point in time in the game to be able to save a timeout. So you can go in, regroup, get your game plan, your schematics down, so you can come out and hopefully get a good stop, because I would not be surprised, because they have been able to throw the ball effectively, that we wouldn't see something being put through the air coming out of this 2-minute timeout.
We'll be back after a quick word from your Southeast Toyota dealers.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get $2,000 in loyalty cash bonus on a new 2024 Toyota Tundra. Offer valid through September 30th, 2024. Offer entitles current Tundra customers to $2,000 loyalty cash bonus on the retail purchase or lease of any new 2024 Tundra gas or hybrid vehicle. Cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Michael Torello, Johnny Vickers back here at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. When I made my usual social media post day before the game, road game, on the road, like, you know, we're down on the field in the stadium, I had to really hold myself back from not putting the caption as, "Where's Waldo Stadium?" I didn't do it, but I was really thinking about it. I was like, and then I told my mom about it. She's like, do all the fans wear striped shirts? And the answer is no. Most of the fans are in white tonight as they're whiting out their own stadium here on opening night here for Western Michigan.
Whiteout game, yeah, man. I love the atmosphere of this stadium. It's one of those. It's not too big, not too small. It's a great stadium that holds about 17 to 20,000 people. Great atmosphere coming out with these fans for this first home game of the season. And I mean, I would love to see this place jam packed, because I'm sure it gets just as hyped as you want, because this is like great college football atmosphere, because the stands are right on the sideline. So if somebody wanted to talk trash to you while you're sitting on the bench, they can absolutely do it. And so that's the type of environment we all love to play. I remember South Carolina State has a stadium like that. And, boy, we used to hear from some of the students in the student section when they would come over there. So, you know, that's the type of things that you remember, and the atmospheres that these kids love to play in.
You were talking to me yesterday during walkthrough, Johnny, and you said, I feel like lacing them up. I feel like
look,
putting the pads on.
I'll give you the best 3 plays of my life. After that, I can't tell you what'll happen.
All right, after the 2-minute timeout, it's Western Michigan facing 3rd and 5 from their own 40-yard line. Wildcats trying to get off the field. They're playing press man defense on the 2 wide receivers that are spread out to the wide side of the formation. Ball left hash. Hayden Wolf, the quarterback. In the game is Nixon at running back. One man in motion left to right. Now he reverses field. Lots of pre-snap motion trying to draw offsides. Here's the snap.
Woody's
Wolf
trying-
looking,
yep, trying
up,
to
stepping
pass.
up in the pocket. He's going to run. He dives forward for it. Where's the spot? He looks like he got it. He got it barely. And he didn't slide in the traditional manner. He dove head
forward.
first, like trying to steal home.
So when you dive forward, it's where that ball lands, and that's where they're going to mark the ball.
Wolf barely picked up that first down. Empty set 5 wide here on 1st and 10 from the 45. Wolf looking, throwing, middle of the field, comebacker complete at the Wildcat 45-yard line, up to the 44, 11-yard gain, and a first down for Anthony Sambucci.
The Broncos are putting it through the air, just like I said. They're trying to. This is a 2-minute offense. They're trying to put this ball in the end zone.
Wolf, the snap. He looks. He throws far sideline. It is a catch coming back to the football for Devon Mortimer. Check that. That's not Mortimer. That is DeVaris Sanford.
Just a great play, scooping that ball before it hits the turf.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Handoff to Salam, running left, dragging defenders to the 30-yard line. Gain of 7, first down for Western Michigan. Spot the ball at the 31.
The Broncos are going tempo, so the Wildcats have got to get up and get set. They have to communicate. You see Raymond Woody III out there trying to
snap. 1:12 to go. He's pressured. He's sacked by head, and Wolf goes down.
Jeremy Greaves,
linebacker blitz.
Jeremy Greaves with the sack. I mean,
Charge timeout.
that's exactly what you wanted. You needed something to stop the momentum. You needed something that can just give you time to recoup. And there was Greaves right there, jumping on the quarterback's back to stop this drive and give them a little bit of breathing room.
It'll be 2nd down and 17. Loss of 7 on that second. It was a 5-step drop for Wolf as well. And Greaves was right there with him. The offensive line went out to dinner.
I'm telling you, I said that we were going to get to this quarterback. Now, like I said, I still think Orrin Patu is making his way, getting closer to that quarterback, but it looks like Greaves got to him first before Patu, because Patu is really burning up that edge.
And again, in a game like this, you're down 28-7, 1:08 to go into the half. You got to take the little victories, right? The touchdown drive, the touchdown drives that almost was, sacks, the interception. Great plays in the secondary. All right, here we go. 2nd and 17 for Western Michigan for the Wildcat, 38. Wolf with 4 to aim at. He's going to check it down underneath to Devon Mortimer. And Mortimer running free in the middle of the field, past everybody to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Little bubble screen, and he ran all the way in for the touchdown from 40 yards away.
It was a slip screen to the receiver, and the Wildcats just couldn't make the tackle. He outran the tacklers to the end zone.
Devon Mortimer goes by Bugs as his nickname, the junior, originally from Fort Lauderdale, Dillard High School, played at Louisiana Monroe.
Florida native.
But originally committed to Florida State, flipped to Louisville on signing day, then went to ULM after he got into some off-the-field issues. But he is in for the Western Michigan touchdown. And on for the extra point is Zurak. He puts it up and in, and with 59 seconds to go in the first half, it's 35-7. Western Michigan over Bethune-Cookman. And we said we didn't want him to get in the end zone again, and we looked like we had it stopped. And there's great blocking on that bubble screen.
Yeah, well, when it comes down to the 2-minute drive, I mean, when you know it's in that 2-minute or less, you have to have your mind that the offense is, and if you're on defense, you have to have it in your mind that the offense is going to move quickly. So you have to move just as quickly as the offense, getting set, getting on the ball, getting on your man, making sure you're blocking and clogging up those holes so that they cannot advance the ball. The Wildcats, they looked like they were a little bit sluggish on that last play, not being able to make that tackle.
A 2-minute, 48-second drive for Western Michigan, covering 8 plays, 65 yards, and ending in a 38-yard touchdown pass for Devon Mortimer. And they kick off again, left to right. Darnell Dees takes it from the 5-yard line. He takes it out, running across the field to the 10, the 15, the 20, gets a block, 25, 30, left side, 35, 40.
Is he
One
taking
man
it?
to beat. He's
See,
going
Darnell
down the
Dees
left
taking it to the
sideline.
house.
He's going
Darnell
all the
Dees
way.
taking it to the house. Darnell Dees taking it to the house. Here we
Touchdown,
go.
Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown,
95
Maroon and
yards.
Gold.
Oh, we got a flag on the far side of the field.
Oh, my goodness.
We have a flag.
Where is the flag, though?
On the far side of the field. At the 36. 36,
Another
37-yard line.
touchdown taken away.
Offside. Kicking team number
Oh, it stands.
It is a touchdown.
It stands. The touchdown stands. Listen, way to answer back. Way to answer back for the Wildcats on that drive. On that drive, man, look. If that happens, that was a lightning strike. And I tell you, if you don't feel good about yourself going into halftime, I don't know what else you can do. But great return by Darnell Dees. Great return.
We waited all year last year for Darnell Dees to break one. He did it 2 times in 2022. Didn't see it at all in 2023. 2024 in game number 3. He takes it the distance. A 95-yard kickoff return touchdown. Cade Hector puts the extra point right through them. And with 46 seconds to go in this evening's first half, a first half, mind you, that has lasted an hour and a half.
Look, let me tell you, I know because the past few games, Darnell Dees hasn't had very many returns. And so he's been biting, like chomping at the bit to try to get one that he likes. And I tell you, great job by the Wildcat return team being able to block and free up Darnell Dees for a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
With 46 seconds to go in the first half, Bethune-Cookman 14, Western Michigan 35. Well, there's been no shortage of scoring tonight, Johnny.
Well, and look, and the Wildcats have been able to put points up on the board. So we have scored on offense, we have scored on special teams. Now we need a defensive score to round this thing out and make this game a little bit closer. I can't wait to see what the defense does in the second half.
Let me see Woody pick one off and take it back.
Oh, man, look, cherry on top.
Cade Hector set to kick it away. It's a line driver. Skips off the turf for the 20-yard line to the 10 to the 5. It's picked up by Nixon. 5-10, 15, running laterally left to the 20. Oh, 25, 30, and he's run out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Good job by the Wildcats. I almost for a second thought we were going to trade return touchdowns.
Nah, we weren't going to do that. The Wildcats played it very, very good, staying in their lanes, just basically forcing the return man to the sideline, making sure that, one, they can burn a little bit of clock, and then getting him out of bounds so he doesn't make a good return. Now, what is Western Michigan going to do? Are they going to try to score again? Are they going to try to play this conservative, take a knee, take it into the locker room, and we go into halftime?
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do a little bit of play action and air it out like they did in the first play of the game. They're at their own 30-yard line, left to right. 38 seconds to go in the first half. Western Michigan leads 35-14. They're going to hand it off to Salam. Makes a jump cut in the backfield. He's crushed at the 37-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 2. They spot the ball at the 38.
Jeremy Greaves had him almost for a loss. He was able to put his foot in the ground, come back the opposite direction to pick up positive yardage.
Wolf takes the snap. He'll look to throw. He pump fakes. He's under pressure. He's going to throw underneath to his
great
safety
open
foul.
field tackle.
Raymond Woody III came up and crunched Salam. It's a 3-yard pickup for a first down, but still great open field tackle.
Keeps the clock running, and it's not a big game.
13 seconds to go. Western Michigan at their own 42-yard line. Wolf going to step back, look for a Hail Mary down the left side. It is way overthrown and incomplete with 4 seconds to go in the half. He was looking for Malik Dadon.
The Bethune-Cookman DBs have one job. Do not let the receiver get behind you. That is the only thing that you're thinking about with what? How many seconds we have
4
left?
seconds.
4 seconds left. Do not let the receiver get behind you.
Yeah.
That's the only job you have right now. Keep them from getting on the board.
I mean, if I'm Lance Taylor, right, head coach at Western Michigan, I'm up 35-14. I'm not sure I should be the one throwing the Hail Mary at the end of the half here.
Look, they're trying to put points on the board.
They will run the ball. Up the middle, big hole for Salam to the 50, to the 45, bouncing off tacklers, and finally ripped down by Kevin Washington Jr., and that's the end of the first half. An eventful first half, to say the least. The Wildcats defensively didn't get many stops. It's Western Michigan 35, Bethune-Cookman 14. As we now hear from Daryl Natil, who was down on the sidelines for most of that first half. Daryl, what'd you think of it down there?
Guys, when I came to the ball game this afternoon, and my number one thing was to see the Wildcats play improved football. Down on the sideline, we saw the Wildcats come out in the first quarter with a great drive. Actually scored a touchdown with it being called back. What I've seen is the kids continue to play football. The coaches have opened up the playbook on defense and on offense. You've seen Ransom have a great ball game so far this afternoon. What we're seeing, and these kids are continuing to play good football. After the touchdown here in the latter part of the second quarter, you saw the defense begin to pick it up a little bit. It's the morale of the Wildcats that's looking good here this afternoon.
And you came up here to the booth, Daryl, before the Wildcats really got going, before they had the long touchdown drive and before they had the kick return for the touchdown. I'll be interested to see if when you come up here at the end of the game for another report, what the morale is down there, because the Wildcats finally off the board. It must feel like a weight off their shoulders, despite what the score of the game is.
Hey, we have not scored in 2 weeks other than a field goal and a safety. To see these guys get into the end zone, it picked up the whole team, the coaching staff and the players. Everybody got together and decided to play good football. We're playing Wildcat football. This team still doesn't have an identity, but we're beginning to see who we are right now.
I want your take on one thing before we let you go for halftime. Right at the end of the half, it was actually before the last Bethune-Cookman punt, on the punt reception for the Wildcats, there was a dead ball personal foul, and you saw Coach Woody go berserk, throw his clipboard down, slap the player upside the head. Like, what does that say about where his mentality is right now?
He's a disciplinarian, as you know, and that play put us in minus territory because we just had the momentum scoring a touchdown. We could have put together another drive, but it put us back deep in our own territory. So he doesn't like that kind of stuff, and he will let you know very quickly that that's not Wildcat football.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll hear from you at the end of the game. Let's throw it back to Johnny now. Johnny, your thoughts on topsy-turvy first half. Obviously, the Wildcats, they had the ball in the end zone 3 times, but only one of them counted.
Yeah, you know, when you look at a game like this, you ultimately want to think it's not where you start, but it's how you finish the game. Now, while the Wildcats did come out very strong at the beginning of the first quarter, they stalled a little bit. And they stalled. We had to put together a few drives, had some 3 and outs. The defense was the MO. They were trying to bend. They were bending. They broke a little bit, had some scores, but they came back in the second half really trying to put something together. And so I think that if the Wildcats can come back out in the second half and make the adjustment to what we've seen in the first half, we could have a very competitive ball game going into the second half.
All right, we're going to send it back to our 1380 WELE studios for a halftime break. If you're listening to the Cattle Network Radio on YouTube, you won't hear anything for us from about 10 minutes. If you're listening on 1380 WELE, you will hear our full halftime show. It's the Western Michigan Broncos 35, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 14 here at halftime from Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo. We'll see you after the break. From a very smoky after fireworks Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. That was quite the fireworks show, Johnny Vickers. We are back for the second half between the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the Western Michigan Broncos. Western Michigan leads this one 35-14. Let's take a look at some of your first half stats. Total yards, Western Michigan 372, Bethune-Cookman 111. Bethune-Cookman 62 through the air, 49 on the ground. Western Michigan 206 through the air, 166 on the ground. Bethune-Cookman 4 penalties for 36 yards. Western Michigan 3 penalties for 28 yards. That reads like it's a pretty clean game, but the Wildcat penalties have been in crucial situations that have really hurt us.
Those penalties have stalled out some pretty decent drives that we had, especially the first touchdown that was taken away due to an ineligible receiver downfield because the receiver covered up the tight end. And like I said, in those type of situations, you have to be aware of your formation. If you are a tight end on the line, is your receiver and typically your receiver is supposed to be off the ball or off the line of scrimmage so that receiver can go downfield. And so when you total up certain things like that, those are the type of things that can hurt you in the long run. But fortunately, the Wildcats, especially late into the second quarter, have been able to respond with positive yards and 2 scores, one from a Cam Ransom rushing touchdown and another from a Darnell Dees 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
37 plays for Western Michigan, 27 total plays for Bethune-Cookman. But the time of possession actually favors the Wildcats, 15 minutes, 52 seconds to 14 minutes and 8 seconds. The Wildcats have sack-adjusted rush yards 68, and the Western Michigan Broncos for 173 rushing yards. Individually, Cam Ransom is 6 for 6, 62 yards, 100% completion, pretty all you can ask for. He's also carried the ball 10 times for 4 yards with a touchdown. Rushing, Bazul 5 carries for 28 yards. Reese 3 carries for 10 yards. Dees 2 carries for 7 yards. Receiving for Bethune-Cookman, Marcus Velez, the tight end, 3 catches for 13 yards. Nobody else has more than 1 catch. Jenkins 1 for 44. Stewart 1 for 6. Ross 1 for -1. Total receiving for the Wildcats is 62 yards. Western Michigan, Hayden Wolf is 10 for 14 for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 71 completion percentage. Rushing, Nixon, 10 carries, 84 yards and a touchdown. Salam, 11 carries, 84 yards and a touchdown. Wolf has been sacked twice. Western Michigan receiving, Sambucci 3 for 84 and a touchdown. Tootle 2 for 42 and a touchdown. Mortimer 1 for 38 and a touchdown. Parker 1 for 29. Dudon 1 for 7. Salam 1 for 4. And Bosma 1 for 2. Let's go around the SWAC in our out-of-town scoreboard. Michigan State all over Prairie View today. Another SWAC team came up to the Great White North and got pounded 40-0 by Michigan State. Alcorn State way up on Edward Waters, 38-7, that final score. Alabama A&M against NAIA Georgetown College, just 10-7 Bulldogs. That's late in the second quarter there. A lot of people's trendy upset pick this week was Mississippi Valley State over Murray State. That's not happening. Murray State up 28-0 at the end of the first half. Tennessee State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's 17-14 Tennessee State over Pine Bluff in Nashville. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's been a wild ride for Arkansas Pine Bluff, losing 7-0 the first game, winning 73-0 the second game. Now they're in a close game in game number 3. The one conference game tonight, Jackson State 16, Southern 0 with 5:48 to go in the second quarter down in Jackson, Mississippi. And Alabama State is just been tied by Samford. It's 7-7 in Birmingham with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Alabama State actually led that non-conference game against a very good team out of the SoCon.
Yeah.
And they come to Daytona Beach in 2 weeks. The Wildcats better be ready.
Oh, yeah. The Wildcats, I know that one of the things every football coach drills into their team's head is that you do not look past the game, your next game. And so I know that once this game is completed, we'll be looking at Clark Atlanta. And then once we're done with Clark Atlanta, then we'll be looking at Alabama State.
Once again here in Western Michigan. It's Western Michigan 35, Bethune-Cookman 14. But again, the score, as it often does in these high major games, doesn't really tell the whole story, does it?
It doesn't. It really doesn't. The Wildcats have been competitive, especially towards the end of the second quarter. And I think now with the Wildcats getting the ball back at the beginning of the second half, they're going to try to build on the momentum that they had at the end of the first.
Michael Torello and Johnny Vickers are up here in the booth. We're happy to have your company for this second half of action from a really great atmosphere here inside Waldo Stadium. Lucas Zurak gets ready to kick off for Western Michigan. Bethune-Cookman will get the ball first to begin the second half. Zurak kicking right to left. The sun all the way down below the western horizon. It's a line drive kick to Dees. It's going to bounce. It's going to be fielded at the 2-yard line. Dees is going to bring it out. 10 left side, 15. Makes a man miss 20. 25, 30 left-hand sideline. 35, 40. He's in the open field. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. You can put it on the board. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman.
Dees.
Touchdown Maroon and Gold. Darnell Dees for the second time tonight has a 100-yard touchdown return.
Dees with another return for a touchdown. Oh my goodness, what a lightning strike. Listen, I don't know where you are, but right now the Wildcats are trying to put their name in this sand right here. Listen, look, the Wildcats are coming to play now. They made the adjustments, and Darnell Dees has really put his stamp on this game.
Darnell Dees, get ready. You're on my pregame show next week. And 100% you're on my pregame show next week. Cade Hector, extra point, up and good. So with 14:48 to go in the third quarter, it's Bethune-Cookman 21 and Western Michigan 25. And it kind of mirrors the opening of the first half, right, Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
Where Western Michigan went one play, 55 yards and a touchdown on a deep strike. We didn't even put the offense on the field. We just read. Darnell D says, I'm doing this myself, gents. You can watch me one by you.
Hey, look, and the crowd right now is in complete shock. It's like they were not expecting that to happen. But guess what? The Wildcats are showing that there is no quit in their fight.
And I'll tell you what, though, Jaden Nixon is back in the end zone to receive this kickoff from Cade Hector. He almost broke one of his own in the first half, so be ready.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah, let's hope that this doesn't get into whatever you can do, I can do better. We want to make a stop, get our defense on the field, and get the offense back the ball.
Nixon, the transfer from Oklahoma State, originally from Las Colinas, Texas. And the kick is away from Cade Hector, left to right. Line driver bouncing at the 15. It's going to roll to the 10. Picked up by Mixon, far sideline 10. Gets a block 15-20 through the hole to the 25, and that's where he is down. Nice tackle on the play by Bethune-Cookman. Ganged up on and dropped by about 3 black and maroon jerseys. Bethune-Cookman, as I stumble over my words, and maroon helmets, black jerseys, gold numbers, and a gold stripe on the shoulders. Western Michigan in the all-white, whiteout conditions. Not literally, just the crowd here at Waldo Stadium. But Hayden Wolf has been a good leader of this Western Michigan offense today, so we got to keep him contained in the pocket.
Yeah, you want to get to the quarterback and disrupt him early.
Ball left hash 2-by-1 from their own 25-yard line, Western Michigan. High snap to Wolf. He puts it in the belly of the running back. That's Salam. He's buried at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Adrian Hall and Educate Brown got back there for the stop.
Great tackle. Even Jeremy Greaves getting in there, getting a little piece of that action as well. The Wildcats really trying to disrupt what the Broncos are doing in this half.
And they've put Jefferson LaFontaine at nose tackle. They've moved him from DT to nose.
Oh, they're trying to do something a little different.
2nd and 10 after the 0-yard gain. 3 receivers in the formation. Wolf to throw. Screen pass left-hand side to Nixon. It's the caught, turning upfield at the 30, spinning to the 35, and it's going to be an 11-yard pickup and a first down. They spotted the ball at the 36-yard line.
Great stop by Steven Sparrow. Getting the receiver in space and being able to bring him down so he couldn't get more yardage on that catch.
1st and 10 for Western Michigan. They move the chains at their own 36-yard line, going right to left in the all-white. Hayden Wolf is back there with Nixon. to his sidecar left. 3 receivers bunch to the left-hand side. They hand it off to Mixon up the middle. He's dragged down from behind after a gain of 4 at the 39-yard line. He almost looked like he was in the open field, but a great reach by the Wildcats pulled him back.
Kevin Washington.
Yep.
Kevin Washington got him before he could get any major yardage on that particular run play.
Gain of only 3. Second down and 7 at the 39 for Western Michigan. 2 right, single left. They go tempo here. Snap to Wolf. He's going to put the ball in the belly of the running back. Mixon makes a jump cut in the backfield, gets to the 40, and he's driven back by Adrian Hall and Jefferson LaFontant. A gain of only 2. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Now the Wildcats look like they're playing with their ears pinned back a little bit, being aggressive at the point of attack, making sure that the Broncos do not get off any big plays.
Bethune-Cookman just brought in Dairo Melendez Jr., the big fella on the defensive line, to play nose. 3rd down and 4 for Western Michigan. They're at their own 41-yard line. 1 receiver in motion left to right. That's Dudon. Snap to Wolf. He's under pressure. He gets the pass away. It's a check down to the far sideline. Jump cut into the open field and tackled short of the line to gain at the 43-yard line. That was Salam out of the backfield. Wildcats read that play well and bottled it up, and the Broncos are going to have to punt.
The Wildcats have been doing a pretty decent job when it comes to open field tackling, making sure that they're corralled them, gang tackling everybody flying to the ball. And now we are seeing the Broncos punt team on the field.
Yeah. Malik Huggins is back to receive at his own 20-yard line. Punting for the Broncos is Ryan Milmore, only his 2nd punt. He's going to send Huggins back to the 10. Fair catch right there at the 10-yard line. A great punt. He angled it far side, inside the numbers at the far sideline, and that will take a break. The Wildcats, off that touchdown return by Darnell Dees, trail 21-35 as we head to the first time out of the second half. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on Cat Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Back at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan, the Wildcats are on offense with 11:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, trailing the Western Michigan Broncos 35-21. 14 of those points courtesy of Darnell Dees on 2 95-plus yard kick returns. But the offense hasn't looked that bad. They've had the ball in the end zone 3 times. Unfortunately, only one of them is counted.
Yeah, it's true. You get into a place, you don't care how you get the points as long as you get them. So if you're going to get them off of special teams, then special teams it is.
Yep, Wildcats backed up to their own 10-yard line after a really good punt by Western Michigan. Cam Ransom is in there at quarterback. He's alone in the backfield. Now Juvenzli Bazul comes to meet him sidecar right. It's going to be Ransom running left. He's got to get away from the from the first line of defense, and he's going to be taken down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play as he just took that option and kept going with it.
Yeah, he was waiting for the cornerback to see if the cornerback will bite, come to him, and leave the receiver. The cornerback played some good defense where he stayed with the receiver. He didn't come up to try to press Cam to throw the ball, and so they were trying to do a little RPO there, run pass option, and the Wildcats got and took what the defense gave them.
I have a lot to say about that specific play, but I have to let it go because it's 2nd down and 5 from the Wildcat 15. They're already set back up and ready to go. Moving left to right is Justine Clark. Snap to Ransom. He's going to hand the ball off left-hand side and going nowhere all the way back to the original line of scrimmage is Juvensley Bazula. 4-yard loss. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, that time the Broncos were just shooting the gaps, and, you know, there's just some plays that you just guess right according to the play, and they were able to get the Wildcats for a tackle for loss.
4-yard loss there as Bazula had nowhere to go. We just ran to the strong side. No, there was just more defenders than offensive players in the box.
Yeah, he just shot the gap. Sometimes there's some plays you just can't do anything about.
3rd and 9 from the Wildcats' own 11-yard line. They're pinned back to their own end zone. Ransom with Bazula in the backfield, sidecar left, 3 receivers to aim for. He takes the snap. Here comes pressure off the edge. Ransom has to step up in the pocket. He's going to go down back at the 2-yard line. And the Wildcats will once again have to punt from the back of their own end zone.
Listen, let me tell you, you have to know where you are on the field. When you are deep in your territory and it's 3rd down, you have to know that these defensive ends are going to have their ears pinned back and they're going to be coming at you. So you have to really anchor down and make sure that you can give your quarterback enough time to get the ball off to hopefully buy yourself another set of downs.
And you have to call a play that goes quick because you know they're going to be rushing you, trying to get that safety.
But it all starts with the offensive line. And that time, the end just beat the offensive line and the offensive tackle to the edge.
I think Bethune-Cookman's calling a timeout.
Play game. Kicking team.
Oh.
Penalty is half the distance to the goal.
Well, they'll go back from the
4th down.
4 to the 2. It doesn't really matter.
Sometimes 2 yards is a lot.
With his heels on the back of the end zone, Anthony Frederic is going to punt to Jordan Parker, who's at the Bethune-Cookman 45-yard line. So it's going to be a big, big kick necessary for Frederic here. And watch the Broncos come after this one. They do. The kick is away. High end over end kick. Going to be land and roll and bounce back. Going to take a Western Michigan bounce to the BCU 38. So only a 38-yard punt from the back of the end zone for Frederic, and major plus territory now for the Broncos to try and take some of that momentum back.
Yeah, he had to get the kickoff fast because when you're that deep in your own end zone, you want to make sure that you're always aware that they could just send the house. That jailbreak to come and try to block the punt to get an easy score in the end zone. So he did a good job of getting the ball off and to at least give the defense a little breathing room with it being on their own 38-yard line.
Not a lot. Actually, they spotted the ball on the 36, so they gave him 2 more yards. Well. 1st and 10 for Western Michigan with the BCU 36-yard line. Wolf is in the backfield. He takes the snap. He hands the ball off to mix it up the middle. Huge hole. 30, 25, 20. Makes a jump cut in the secondary to get past one. Spinning, breaking off tacklers. 10-5 touchdown. One play, 36 yards. About 4 missed tackles in the middle of the field. And a second rushing touchdown of the game for Jaden Nixon.
Yeah, he just hit the hole, the offensive line at the point of attack, and then broke 2 tackles, broke one, spun out of another, just for basically to walk into the end zone. You don't want to see that, especially after coming off of that kick return from Darnell Dees. So hopefully the Wildcats can gain back some of their momentum to get back competitive in this game.
One play, 37 yards. Is a 37-yard touchdown run for Jaden Nixon. That's the second one-play touchdown drive Western Michigan has had in the game. They started with a one-play 54-yard pass to Anthony Sambucci for a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage in the ball game. The extra point is up and good, and it's Western Michigan 42, Bethune-Cookman 21. Well, the momentum is gone a little bit for the Wildcats. When we come back, the offense will try and get it back together. We'll be back after this. This is BCU Football, the Cat Eye Network Radio on 1380 WELE. Back at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Western Michigan goes one play, 37 yards on a handoff to Jaden Nixon, and they lead it over the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 42-21. After another drive where the Wildcats started with a good play on first down, a 5-yard gain, then 2 straight sacks, and then punted away from their own end zone. And, well, the same old things are coming up and biting Bethune-Cookman once again.
Yep, you have to play sound defense. Like I said, the old things, the old things never die. Football doesn't change ultimately, and the philosophy behind it. So you have to be able to play good, disciplined defense.
Luka Zurak kicks it off. It is D's from the 5, but he'll fair catch it. And the Wildcats will come out to the 25-yard line. Actually, that was not D's on the return. That was Omari Stewart, wide receiver. They flipped D's to the wide side of the field, where he had been on the near side to return those 2 kickoffs for touchdowns. They flipped him to the wide side, and Western Michigan said, no, we're not kicking to you. We're going to get it to the other side of the field.
Yeah, and that's typically what happens. You know, fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right?
Yeah.
So they don't want to get burned again by D's and as our top return man thus far.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 25.
Blitz.
Pressure up the middle. Ransom rolls left, throws to the tight end. Velez to the 30, down to the 32-yard line. Great little play there. They brought the tight end into the backfield as the fullback, then rolled him out in a pass pattern.
Great. We had a little bit of play action, getting the back to the backside of the play, rolling back out, hitting the tight end in the flat, and being able to pick up positive yards.
That's a 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4 for Bethune-Cookman from their own 32-yard line. Ransom the snap. Handoff up the middle. Bouncing off a tackle is the running back, and he'll get a 1st down up to the 36-yard line. That's Juvensley Bazul, the ball carrier, whistles, and a lot of commotion after the play. These 2 teams have been chippy all night long. No flag there.
Number 72 must leave the game for 1 play due to his helmet coming off.
All right, so that's right tackle Travaris Hammond.
Yeah, I think something may have happened with his helmet for it to slide up.
Yep.
And so they're bringing in the rookie,
the
Tico.
freshman, Tico Schultz at right tackle now.
I really like this kid.
1st and 10 for Bethune-Cookman from their own 36-yard line. Ransom with Bazul sidecar left, 2 receivers left, single right. They bring a blitz up the middle. Ransom rolls around away from it and he's going to be hit hard and driven backwards and out of bounds, loss of 2 yards. Cam's got to throw these away. He's got to start throwing these away. If there's nothing on the play, you can't keep taking sacks.
Yeah, but I also see what he was trying to do. He was still trying to make something happen. He did the smart thing, though, trying to get out of bounds and make sure that he doesn't take any unnecessary punishment. But it's best to throw the ball away, keep your yardage versus losing 2 yards on a play like that.
Back to the 35, 2nd down and 11 for the Wildcats, going left to right, 7:53 and counting to go in the 3rd quarter. Bethune-Cookman down 42-21. Ransom 3 in the pattern, takes the snap, another blitz. He's going to throw far side, coming back to the ball, and it's just incomplete. Kobe Stewart came back to the football, and it just bounced before it hit his hands.
Hey, they're really out there trying to make something happen. I'm happy to see the Wildcats trying to open up the playbook, get into their passing game bag a little bit to see if we can get some positive yardage. You usually don't like to see that type of pass going to all the way to the other side of the field from the far hash.
That was a tough pass for Cam across his body, and he did really put in a good position for Kobe Stewart to come back and get it. 3 right, single left, 3rd and 11 for the Wildcats from their own 35. Only 4 down linemen. They only rush 4 to Western Michigan. It's a run up the middle, and Courtney Reese bounces it outside, gets close to a 1st down to the 45-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball, and if he is maybe a yard short, do they line this up and go for it on 4th and 1?
Let's see what
they spotted him well short at the 44-yard line, so 2 yards short. 4th down and 2, and they are keeping the offense on the field here. Wildcats getting aggressive. On this season, Bethune-Cookman is 2 out of 3 on their 4th down conversions. 4th and 2 from their own 44. Ransom with 1 man in motion, left to right. Play clock winding down. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Timeout, BCU, and it wouldn't surprise me if now they punt it away.
Well, they may have seen something that they didn't like, so it's only a 30-second timeout, so it'll be a quick adjustment before they get back out on the field. You know, these are the type of things where you're in the position down 42-21, and you don't have anything to lose. But it does seem like the offense is coming off the field instead for the punt team to punt the ball.
Yep.
When they come out of this timeout.
Football season is here, and the Cat Eye Network is your home for all the gridiron action this season. Listen live to every game at youtube.com/Cat Eye Network or locally at 1380 WELE in Daytona Beach. Next week, the Cats are back at home as they host Clark Atlanta Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Catch the hometown call right here on the Cat Eye Network. And Anthony Frederick is back to punt, looking to pin Jordan Parker deep. Parker stands at his own 15-yard line. Plenty of room this time for Frederick. He's not punting out of the back of his own end zone. He's at his own 30-yard line. He gets the punt away, angling, left-hand side of the field. Fair catch called for and made at the 13-yard line by Jordan Parker. And that is where Western Michigan will come back on offense. Oh, correction, that was Sambucci on the fair catch, as we'll keep it right here. Football is back at the beach. You can get your tickets now at BCU box office and Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss your chance to see the Cats in action as they take on Clark Atlanta Saturday, September 21st at 3 p.m. Call the ticket office today at 386-481-2465 or visit Ticketmaster.com. Western Michigan from their own 13-yard line going right to left. 6:56 to go in the third quarter here from Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo. It's 42-21 Western Michigan over Bethune-Cookman. Everybody tight to the line. Nobody out wide. They're going to hand the ball off to Salam running right. Gets through the first line of defense and more. Up to the 40, 45. Still pushing forward. 11 yards and a first down.
And Adrian Hall is in the backfield upset because the offensive guard got his hand into the front of his pads and pulled him and literally made him 360, and he didn't get a hold call off of that. And so he's not a happy camper right now.
Gain of 13, first and 10 for Western Michigan from their own 25-yard line going right to left. One right, two left, ball right hash. Tight end moves in motion, then goes back to the right-hand side. Snap to Wolf, pitch left to Nixon. He's got a big hole, lots of blockers up in front of him. He's going to fall down close to the 40-yard line, make it 13 more yards and another Western Michigan first down. Western Michigan on the game is averaging something obscene in yards per play. 10 yards per play for Western Michigan on the ball game.
They're moving the ball effectively and efficiently.
Another 13-yard gain for Western Michigan. First and 10 for the Broncos from the 37-yard line of their own. Wolf with three receivers to aim at in the pattern. He takes the snap. He fakes the handoff back to pass. Going to throw deep down the middle of the field. Wide open. The safety bit on the play action and going all the way in and going to be dragged down at the 5-yard line is Blake Bosma, the tight end. Great effort on the play by Shelton Quarles Jr. to prevent the touchdown, but that's still a first down for Western Michigan all the way inside the VCU 10.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you're not peeking in the backfield, especially on play action. The quarterback had all day to throw and waited for his tight end to get open in that soft zone. Hit him.
55 yards on that last play. Now first and goal from the 8. Handoff. Salam cuts back in the middle. He's hit hard at the 5-yard line, and he'll be down right there. A penalty flag is down.
We got a holding.
Educate Brown made the stop for the Wildcats. We'll see what our referees say about that one.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number
Oh, my
37.
goodness. And now the penalties are starting to mount up.
Automatic.
And this is
First
what
down.
Coach Woody doesn't want. I mean, you're one of the least penalized teams in the nation last year. And through the first 3 games of this season, you haven't really shown it.
Yeah. Being the least penalized team in the nation, that is through all your games, not just conference play.
Yeah, first and goal from the 3-yard line. It's at a handoff up the middle to Salam. He's going to dive forward. Did he get in? No, he's down to the 1-yard line. So it'll be second and goal from the 1, Western Michigan.
Davis made a great play, tripping him up before he was able to get into the end zone. So the Wildcats get a chance to defend their end zone for at least another down.
It'll be second and goal from the 1 for Western Michigan. Salam, the senior from Newark, New Jersey, is in the backfield. with Wolf. He takes the snap. He gives to Salam. The offensive line gives him the push he needs to walk it in for another touchdown. And Western Michigan has equaled the scoring output that USF has given to Bethune-Cookman, and there's still 4:33 to go in the third quarter. There is another flag down as the cannon goes off here at Waldo.
They're discussing. I don't know. It looked like this might be a personal foul after the play. It looked like there was a little bit of extra.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the play, they were offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. Number 86, offense. Number 7, defense. Both their first of the game. Those fouls will offset. The try will be from the 3-yard line.
So that'll be Blake Bosma, the tight end for Western Michigan, and Steven Sparrow, the nickel for Bethune-Cookman. And the Wildcats losing their heads a little bit here, now down 48-21.
Steven Sparrow took a little exception to what the tight end did, just laying on him and not getting up. And so, you don't let anybody bully you.
Luka Zurak, extra point is good. And with 4:33 to go in the third quarter, it's Western Michigan 49, Bethune-Cookman 21. And we'll keep it right here through this timeout because, the Wildcats have now given up the most points they've given up in a game this season, and there's still 4:33 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah. You want to make sure that, what the Wildcats haven't done is stop fighting. So the Wildcats continue to fight. They continue to really try to defend as best as possible. However, you cannot give up the big play. And we gave up very big plays against Mercer. We gave up big plays against USF. We're giving up big plays to Western Michigan. And typically the big plays that we're giving up, they're not contested big plays. They're big plays that the receiver is running wide open down the middle of the field. And those are the type that you want to make sure that you don't consistently give up.
Yeah, and Western Michigan averaging a first down per play, 10 yards per play in this game. Sergio's Pizza Kitchen is a proud sponsor of Bethune-Cookman football. You can take the pizza out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the pizza. Stop by Sergio's and experience the flavors for yourself. Our recipe for success is simple: a generous dose of love paired with the freshest, highest quality ingredients. This combination is what makes each dish truly exceptional. Our approach includes a blend of traditional recipes from the old country with a modern flair that creates our wide variety of great tasting dishes, which range from gourmet pizzas, soups, pastas, and entrees. Come visit us in the Public Shopping Center on Bevel and Clyde Morris, or visit our website and order online with Slice and Uber Eats. Bring your college ID and get 10% off your order. Let's go Wildcats. That's Sergio's Pizza Kitchen. And stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on Twitter and Instagram at BCU_Athletics. For the latest on BCU football, follow at BCU Gridiron on Twitter and Instagram. And come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the Cat Eye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the Cat Eye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. And Johnny, I want to come back to you. When Darnell Dees returned that second half kickoff back for a touchdown, the score was 35-21, and even the Wildcats listening at home may have, dared to dream a little bit. It's now 49-21, and the dream has gone away again.
Fading away. Slowly fading away. Yeah. At this point, you are still able to compete in a game like this. But you have to be able to make sure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot. You have to do the right things. You're not going to make every play, and sometimes you are going to make mistakes. But you have to make sure that for whatever you have in you, that you are playing good, disciplined assignment football.
It'll be Omari Stewart deep to return the kick for Bethune-Cookman. Darnell Dees not out there on this one after Western Michigan decided to kick away from him on their last kickoff. The kick is away right to left. It's going to angle toward the corner, be taken by Stewart. He'll fair catch it at the goal line, and the Wildcats will start at their own 25-yard line. So with just a little bit of a quarter and change to go, Johnny, what do you want to see out of this Bethune-Cookman offense? How can they change the narrative and start getting some first downs and moving the ball forward?
They have to be aggressive at the point of attack, right? Because that's where you're going to win these battles. Those places where we were able to move the ball, because the offensive line stood strong and were able to reset the line of scrimmage for positive yardage.
Yeah.
And so you have to make sure that you're watching, have situational awareness. If it's third down, deep in your territory, you know they're coming. So you're going to have to anchor down a little bit. So I want to see the Wildcats be able to move this drive.
1st and 10 from the Cats in the 25. Snap to Ransom. He's going to throw it over the middle. That pass is complete at the 30-yard line, and falling forward for another couple of yards is Jostine Clark. He's going to pick up 5. Actually, that's a pretty generous spot. They'll give him 6, so it's 2nd down and 4.
That's a great pass. Just a great catch with the defender just draped over his back. So just taking what the defense gives you.
Snap to Ransom. He's going to put the ball in the belly of the receiver the running back running left, Courtney Reese. Nowhere to go. We got 1, maybe 2, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
The offensive line trying to string the defensive line so Reese can find that hole to get upfield. Not as much yards as you would like, but he got positive yardage and for a 3rd and short right here.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 for the Wildcats from their own 34-yard line. Going left to right, to left. One man in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Reese. He tries to cut back, and there's nothing there. He's driven back by the Western Michigan front 7, and it's going to be a 1-yard gain. He needed 2, 4th down and 1.
Let's see.
No, they're not going to go for it. Cam Ransom is asking.
And he's going back.
Oh, he's going back to the huddle. Line. So here we go. They didn't go for it on 4th down last time after trying to draw the defense offside. Now it's 4th and 1. Got to get 1 yard here. 3 left, single right. Ransom takes the snap, hands it off. Pushing forward is Reese. He got there all the way up to the 37-yard line. 1st down, BCU.
A great, gritty way to pick up the 1st down, going right back to Reese to pick up those few yards that we needed in order to keep this drive alive.
9th 1st down of the game for Bethune-Cookman. They only had 10 in the entire game last week. And so the offensive numbers bolstered by those 2 big kickoff returns by Darnell Dees, looking pretty much similar to what we had last week against Mercer, just more points to show for it. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 37. Ransom fakes the handoff, back to pass. He lasers it to the far side, over the reaching arm of the defender, and it's caught. 45, 40, 35, and pushed out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Who made that catch on that far side? Is that Velez again? I think it was.
No.
Oh, and I saw 79.
10,
That's Antoine.
10.
Oh, so Amari Stewart. Sorry.
Great.
Sorry,
Let me tell you
Amari
what
Stewart
sprung that play.
catch.
Courtney Reese's block of the blitzing DB. That's what gave Cam Ransom
1st
time.
and 10 for the Cats from the 40-yard line. Ransom going deep, one-on-one coverage, left-hand side, and he overthrows Clark again. He was going for, Amari Stewart again down that left-hand side. I don't mind taking a shot there, 1st and 10 in Western Michigan territory. And now you've got to get little chunks of yards. Make it 3rd and manageable here.
Of course. But let's talk about that previous play. What gave Cam Ransom that time in order to get that ball off was that block by Reese to slow up that linebacker so he can cleanly get that ball out of his hand.
2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats from the Western Michigan 37-yard line, going left to right. Snap to Ransom. He's going to hand the ball off to Reese, who runs into the teeth of the defense. He's going to lose 2 yards back to the 40.
One of the things I'm noticing that Reese is doing, he's kind of ducking his head a little bit and not keeping his eyes upfield, because there are times where he can cut backside where the field is open for him to be able to get positive yards. You can't bury your head into the back of the lineman or into the arm of the defender. You always have to keep your eyes upfield to see if there may be a backside cut that you can make.
3rd and 11 for the Wildcats from the Western Michigan 39-yard line. 3 receivers right, single left. Ransom is going to hand the ball off to Reese, who bounces outside, 40, 35, close to the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and maybe 4, depending on the spot. 1:16 and counting to go in the 3rd quarter. This would be a really long field goal, or 4th and 5. They're going to keep the offense on the field on 4th and 5 and go for it again.
We've been having real good success on 4th down conversions, and so we're still shaking the dice. We're still getting lucky.
All right, here we go. 4th and 4. Looks like it might be a free play. Ransom airs it out towards the goal line. It is incomplete, and a flag is down in the secondary. He was going down the left-hand sideline for Malik Huggins. Huggins was bowled over by the man marking him. That was Naquan Washington. So we've got a flag in the middle of the field. We think it's for offsides, and a flag in the secondary.
Defense, number 54. A 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
All right, so it wasn't a pass interference.
It wasn't a pass interference.
It is still first down.
It was the back judge. He threw his hat down to so he would know that the receiver went out of bounds or was pushed out of bounds, so he can't be the first one to touch the ball.
So
he comes back
I
in.
saw him throw his hat, which I thought, oh, there must be a second flag. So my bad. First and 10 for the Wildcats inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. Ransom takes the snap under pressure. He throws it over the middle, and it is underthrown and incomplete. Had the crossing route towards Jostine Clark, and it's incomplete.
The defensive line for Western Michigan had a great push to where Cam couldn't get anything on that ball, and that's why it ended up being short. Basically pushed his center and his guard right back into him to where he couldn't get a great release.
All right, 2nd and 10 for the Cats from the Western Michigan 27. This is the first time the offense has been in plus territory in this second half, minus Darnell Dees, of course. Here's the snap. 2 receivers to the right, single left. Hard count trying to get Western Michigan to jump off sides. Now they'll change the play at the line, Will Ransom. He's got Courtney Reese sidecar left in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Here comes the rush. Ransom loads up off his back foot, going to the end zone. It's just over the outstretched arm of the receiver at the pylon of the goal line.
Turner.
Yep.
Turner.
Corey Turner, who dropped a gimme touchdown last week. So now, from the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, we've taken 2 shots to the end zone that have both been pretty badly overthrown.
But I think what's good is that we are taking the shots, right? We are now trying to trust our line a little bit more, trust our receivers to be able to make these plays.
Crowd gets loud on 3rd and 10. One man in motion left to right. That's Javon Ross. He goes to the slot on the right-hand side. Snap. Handoff. No, Cam Ransom keeps it, runs up the middle, gets to the 25, down to the 24-yard line, but not really close to a first down. And they'll bring on Cade Hector to try a field goal. He had a 46-yarder blocked in the first half. This will be from about a similar distance.
Yes.
Timeout for injured player on defense.
Yeah, so what happens sometimes is when your kicker kicks a line drive shot, it's more than likely that it has a better chance of being blocked. That's why you want him to get under that ball with the leg strength for the distance as well, because the higher you get it up, the harder it is to block. So if he has a line drive, then those defensive linemen and those people who are trying to push their way through the line, they could get a hand on the ball like they did in the first half.
We do have a Western Michigan player down. I do not know who it is. His back is still on the floor. He's being treated by the Western Michigan training staff. This drive currently for Bethune-Cookman is tied for the longest drive by number of plays in the game. 10 plays, 48 yards for the Wildcats. They started this one back at their own 25, and they've pretty much flipped the field at the opposition 24-yard line. And about to try a pretty long field goal here for Cade Hector. Hit a career long against USF from 48 yards, the 8th longest field goal in program history and the longest since 2005. So Cade Hector from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, getting ready to kick another one.
Yeah.
I've had him on the pregame show a couple of times. He's a great guy to talk to.
Great kid, great kid.
This will be a little bit shorter than his attempt for the last one. It's going to be 41-yard field goal. The ball spotted on the left hash. No wind at all. Flag completely limp here at Waldo. Kicking into the right-hand end zone. Remember, he had one blocked back in the first quarter, and a timeout's going to be taken.
This is the end.
Oh, no, it's the end of the third quarter. Let the clock completely run out. So Hector's actually going to kick toward the left-hand side into the big scoreboard that's beyond the left-hand goalpost. So I don't know. I might have maybe tried to kick that one against not as big of a backdrop, and then kick it up against the big scoreboard on the other side.
I mean, try to probably get some points on the board before the end of the quarter, going into the fourth quarter, because ultimately you still want to try to get into the end zone at least 2 more times. That seems to be the average of this game for both teams, scoring 2 touchdowns per quarter. And so as much as you want to keep that clock and keep conscious of how much time is on the clock, you want to try to use that to your advantage to at least get more points on the board. Because we're still talking about momentum going into next week with Clark Atlanta and making sure that you can build on the things that you did well and correct the things that you did not so well for next week's game.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's the start of the fourth quarter here from Western Michigan. The Wildcats trail 49-21, but a chance for points when we come back. This is BCU Athletics on the Cat Eye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Welcome back to Waldo Stadium here on the campus of Western Michigan University. We get ready to start the fourth quarter here between the Western Michigan Broncos and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company. Johnny Vickers joins me from the booth. We've also heard from Daryl Natil down on the sidelines as well. And the Wildcats in a big spot here to start the fourth quarter, down 49-21, but looking for the small positives, and one could be got right here. Cade Hector is set up to kick a 41-yard field goal. Ball on the near side left hash. There is no wind at all in the stadium tonight. He's kicking right to left towards that left end zone. He had one blocked earlier in the ballgame back in the first quarter from 46 yards. This one from 41. Hector lines it up. He's ready. Here's the kick. It is away. It is good. Cade Hector from 41 yards away drills his second field goal of the season. And with 14:54 to go in the fourth quarter, it's Bethune-Cookman 24, Western Michigan 49. And Johnny, as the defense gets ready to come back on the field, I mean, it has not been a stellar showing by the defense tonight. Western Michigan averaging over 10 yards per play. What do you need to see out of them over this last 14 minutes?
Compete, fight, claw, do whatever you have that is in you to finish this game strong. The football is an unpredictable game, and one of the things that you're always playing for the next week. You're always playing for those reps at practice. You're always playing for you to be able to make sure that you do what you can do to make sure that your team is successful. So you want your team to continue to fight and hopefully to get some more points on this board. I would love to see a defensive score here.
All right, Cade Hector getting ready to kick this one off. Jaden Nixon is back deep at his own 5-yard line. It's a squib kick, bouncing to the 20, and Western Michigan is going to down it right there at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, they don't want, Coach Woody doesn't want any big returns coming off of these kickoffs, so he's putting it on the ground, seeing if somebody can mishandle the ball, and maybe you can get a recovery off of the kickoff.
Especially with those up guys that are just in there for blocking, don't really have hands, big quotation marks about it. You know, if somebody makes a mistake, ball hits off a chest protector or a helmet, it could cause some chaos in there.
It absolutely can. And so all you need is one to basically capitalize on one mistake, and that can change the whole complexion of a game.
Aiden Wolf in at quarterback. It's from the 23-yard line of their own, going left to right, Western Michigan. Here's the snap, handoff left-hand side. Oh no, it's a play action. They go underneath. Passes caught wide open spaces for the receiver. 35-40, 45 flag
coming all the way out
from the back judge. Woo! Chris Tootle, the tight end, made that catch. They're playing such a soft zone that middle of the field's wide open.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think what happened. I think that the receiver started blocking before the ball was even thrown and caught by the receiver.
They're backing Western Michigan up.
Mm-hmm.
Holding. Offense, number 3.
And you got it.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
I was
repeat first down.
Duped a little bit because Nixon faked the handoff and then went out in pass protection. But you're right, he got a hold of that defender too early.
You cannot start blocking before the receiver catches the ball, and that's what happened. And it was Western Michigan got backed up.
It's from the spot of the foul, so awkwardly we have 1st and 8 for Western Michigan from the 25-yard line. Handoff this time, Nixon running right, has a lane, jumps over a defender, and is down for an 8-yard gain to the 32-yard line.
Great stop by Debula, coming down, pursuing the ball.
The game for one play due to his helmet coming off. 2nd down.
Yeah, Earl Miller Jr.'s got to leave the game due to his helmet coming off. That's happened a couple of times tonight on both sides.
Yeah.
Now they actually give him 9 yards. 2nd and 1, Western Michigan. The handoff off the high snap goes to Mixon. He bounces it outside. Breaks free of an arm tackle to midfield. Running left side 40, 35-30. Finally tackled by Raymond Woody III all the way at the 25-yard line.
Woo. Big play.
Big play after big play after big play for Western Michigan.
Big gash to the Wildcats. Just some great blocking downfield, freeing up the runner. And then, like I said earlier in the game, those linemen are getting downfield to see who they can block on the 2nd and 3rd levels.
Yep, and now immediately at the BCU 25-yard line, going quickly, play action, Wolf looking, rolling, throwing across the middle, caught at the 15-yard line, near side 10, pushed out of bounds is Sambucci at the 6-yard line. Again, that middle of the field crossing pattern is wide open. That's something they're going to have to clean up because Clark Atlanta is a very good passing team. They're going to try and exploit that. Another 1st down for Western Michigan, 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. That rush from Jaden Nixon 2 plays ago was 43 yards, right up the middle.
Yeah, those are the type of things that you have to be able to put a stop to be able to get your offense back on the field to put points on the board.
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 6 for Western Michigan. It's another handoff. Salam up the middle with a head of steam. Flips over a defender at the 1-yard line. He's going to be short by 1 yard of the goal line. Oren Patu made the stop.
The linemen for Western Michigan are saying, run that play again. Run that play again. They want to get into the end zone, and they feel like that play will work against the defense right here.
And there's no penetration for the defensive line, so the running backs have a big head of steam once they hit the line of scrimmage.
You have to control the line of scrimmage. You have to.
2nd and goal from the 1. It's going to be a handoff to Nixon. He's going to barge forward close to the goal line. He's going to be short.
He's short.
Only got a half yard that time.
He's short. The ball did not break the plane of the goal line.
Antoine Watson, Kevin Washington made the stop for the Wildcats.
Just a great play by the Wildcats.
3rd and goal from inside the 1. Once again, it's I formation with Nixon dotting it, looking for his 3rd touchdown of the night. 3rd and goal from the 1. 2 tight ends are set out to the left. Everybody in tight to the line of block. Here he goes over the middle. He's taken down back at the 3-yard line. Shelton Quarles.
Adrian Hall met him back there too. Great stop by the Wildcats. Really, really buckling down, trying to make sure that they do not come off with 6 points, 7 points off of this drive. And it looks like the field goal team is coming on right now.
For the first time tonight, Western Michigan will attempt a field goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touchdowns for Western Michigan. They have not attempted a field goal. This is Luka Zurak, the grad transfer from Butler. It's going to be a 20-yard field goal chip shot here from the right hash. Snap, hold, kick, blocked.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he got it off. And it's good.
Oh,
I
man.
thought the Wildcats blocked it because Shelton Quarles shot through the gap, and he looked like he was right there.
And he did, but it looks like they were able to get the ball off underneath him for a successful field goal. Wow. Wow. You don't see that too often.
And I'm sad we don't have a replay monitor up here in the booth, or the one we have is not working, because I'd like to see how that got through there.
Listen, sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than it is to have skill. So that one right there was very close to being blocked, and the Wildcats having a great stand. And even though the Broncos were able to convert the field goal, for them to drive all the way down the field and then get stopped
inside the 1 yard line.
The 1 yard line, and then the next play push them back to the 3, really shows what this Wildcat defense is about.
They're going to fight.
They're going to fight. Now, they do have things to clean up. They have a lot of things to clean up, especially when it comes to their pass zone defense and different things of that nature. But that shows you how gritty these young men are. That they were like, no, we're going to still fight. We're still going to claw, do the things that we have to do, and those necessary things in order to keep them out the end zone.
We're going to be right back after a quick word from your Southeast Toyota dealers.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get $2,000 in loyalty cash bonus on a new 2024 Toyota Tundra. Offer valid through September 30th, 2024. Offer entitles current Tundra customers to $2,000 loyalty cash bonus on the retail purchase or lease of any new 2024 Tundra gas or hybrid vehicle. Cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
From Waldo Stadium here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, it's Michael Turillo and Johnny Vickers talking you through the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the Western Michigan Broncos. 8 plays, 75-yard and a 20-yard field goal for Western Michigan on that last scoring drive. The Broncos lead at 52-24 with 11 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the game. And Johnny, I'd like to see the offense get one more good drive out. You know, we've got 11 minutes left. We're probably going to have 2 or 3 more chances on offense. I want one more good drive into positive territory, into field goal range. If we get into the end zone or not, let's try and put some more points on the board.
Yeah, you really want to try to get this ball into the end zone and come away with some type of points, especially at this point in the game. Just to know that, hey, you know what? We were able to do certain things that we haven't been able to do in the previous 2 weeks, and so it shows how you've been building at your practice and in the game.
Here's the kickoff from Zurak. Omari Stewart is at the goal line. He's going to field this, bobble it at the 10-yard line, pick it up, 15, right side 20, near the 25, spun out of the bounds. They'll spot the ball at the 23-yard line, so that's where the Wildcats will take over on offense. Cam Ransom gets ready to get back. Do you want to see Luke Sprague or Micah Bowens, or do you think just Cam runs this one out because he needs the reps?
I mean, he got all the reps last week, and he's gotten all the reps this week. I think now this would be a great time to see Sprague. This would be a great time to see Bowens again, to kind of give them a little bit of time. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see them next week, during the Clark Atlanta game. But, this is a chance, but this is also showing the consistency with Coach Woody, saying that we're going to go with our number one quarterback. 1st and 10
for the Maroon and goal from their own 25-yard line. It's a handoff running right, and ripped down behind the line is Terry Lindsay. First carry of the game for him, and he's going to go back 2 yards, back to the 23.
I do think if we do get this ball, are able to score, and if they score, we're able to get the ball back, we may see another quarterback in the game.
And the Wildcats may just again run this out, try to get out of here with 10:30 and counting to go in the game. 2nd and 12 for the Wildcats after the 2-yard loss on the rush by Lindsay. Snap to Ransom. He fakes the handoff to Lindsay, rolls to his left. He throws off his back foot, and it's caught in the numbers of the 45. Then racing out of bounds is Corey Turner.
Great pass. getting the quarterback out, getting him outside the pocket, moving your quarterback. And because when the defense is pinned, what were we talking about the other day? You have to get your quarterback moving. You can't just let him be a sitting duck back there in the pocket. And that's what they were able to do on that play.
Nice reception to Turner. First down for the Wildcats at the 38-yard line. Pick up of 14 yards for BCU. Snap to Ransom. Handoff Lindsey. He's got a big hole up the middle. Spin move to get past the defender. He's going to be dragged down near the 50-yard line. Give that a 12-yard first down run for Terry Lindsey.
Just a very hard-nosed run up the gut. Was able to break a few tackles, spin out of one for a few extra yards, protecting the ball, everything you want to see as far as your run game is concerned.
Lindsey will stay in there at running back behind Ransom. First and 10 for Bethune-Cookman from their own 48-yard line near midfield on the Ghost Bronco logo on the middle of the field. Ransom takes the shotgun snap. He'll hand the ball off to Lindsey, puts his head down and pulls forward for 2 yards right to the midfield stripe, 2nd down and 8. And again, I think if Lindsey keeps his head up a little bit instead of just burying it, he can maybe sneak around the backside there.
Yeah, well, that time, the end on that side was really just keying. He was watching to see if Cam was actually going to hand the ball off or try to take it around the corner. And so he just made a very good disciplined play. He didn't bite on anything. But what he gave him was a give read. So Cam did the right thing in giving the ball.
2nd and 8 from midfield. Quarterback draw for Cam. He goes left. He makes a man miss. He stumbles forward to the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Cam made a great run, making a man miss. The Wildcats are still trying to be aggressive in moving the ball. Listen, the way they're playing, you would think that this game is a lot closer than what it is.
Wildcats in plus territory now at the Western Michigan 45. 3rd down and 3 for BCU. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Terry Lindsey still in the backfield, sidecar left at running back. Here's Cam Ransom. He fakes the handoff. He's going to run up the middle, and he's going to get clobbered after only a gain of 1. He faked the handoff, and then he tried to follow Lindsey up the middle, and the blocks just wasn't there, and it's 4th down and 2. Yeah. And I think the Wildcats are going to keep the offense on the field here.
They are. That one was a busted play. 1, the running back didn't give the fake, and then 2, he didn't block anybody once he got through the line.
Yep.
And he just kind of gave an Olay block.
4th and 2 for the Wildcats. And that middle linebacker, Jake Wahlberg, is really showing blitz. He's right up on that line. 4th and 2. Ransom with 4 to aim at in the pattern. He takes the snap, back to pass. The blitz comes. He throws to the right-hand side on a curl, and that's a flag for pass interference.
Flag. Come on.
Malik Huggins was in one-on-one coverage with Amani Eli Adams on the corner route. He came back to the ball. The ball was there, and Adams just ripped him down.
Ripped him down. I was like, that flag is clear as day. That is the
Pass interference. Defense, number 13.
Oh, 13, my apologies. That's Naquan Washington. He's had a bit of a rough night, Naquan Washington.
Listen.
2 pass interference penalties and a personal foul.
Listen, that is a clear definition of pass interference right there. Going up for the ball and then grabbing you by the inside of your shoulder pads to pull you down. They can't get any clearer than that.
All right, well, 1st and 10 for the Cats inside the 30 at the Western Michigan 29-yard line. Ransom still in the game with Lindsey behind him in the eye. He's going to fake the handoff. Ransom rolling to his left, gets away from 1. He's got
running.
open space, 30, 35, 20, and he slides down near the 15-yard line. Nice little option fake by Cam.
Yeah, just great boot, great play action. He wanted to throw, but he saw that there was nothing but green pastures in front of him, so he decided to tuck it and run. So great job from Cam being able to pick up positive yards on that play to keep this drive alive.
Another first down for the Wildcats. They're at the Western Michigan 16-yard line, attacking the end zone to listeners left. Ransom in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off up the middle. Falling forward is the running back. He's going to get about 5 yards up to the 12-yard line. Jaden Bivens is now in at running back as the Wildcats empty in the stable back there.
Yeah,
they're now down to maybe the 5th or 6th running back on the depth chart.
Giving a little bit of burn to some of these young boys, giving them some experience.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats. They'll spot the ball at the 13-yard line of Western Michigan. with 6:11 and counting to go in the game. Wildcats down 52-24, looking for a little bit of a spark right here at the end. Ransom back to pass. He's going to take off and run up the middle. He's got space. He's going to make a jump cut to the middle of the 10. Another at the 5. He's going to fall down close to the goal line. Spot that ball at the 2-yard line. First and goal, Bethune-Cookman.
Just a great job of Cam getting upfield, making sure that he goes through his progression, seeing that no one was open, and just doing it with his feet. Shout out to the line. The line really giving him that time to be able to go through the progression.
First and goal for the Cats from the 2-yard line. Ransom, quarterback draw, off the left side.
Touchdown.
He's going to walk in, but touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown maroon and gold.
Great job by the Wildcats on this drive to put the ball in the end zone again. Like I said, one of the things that you want to see in your team is you want to see, is the team getting better? Are they progressing each game? And so right now, I think that we're leaps and bounds above what we did at USF, leaps and bounds above what happened with Mercer to be able to put these points on the board.
Cade Hector on for the extra points. To the left-hand end zone. Kick is good. And with 5:31 to go in the ball game, the Wildcats now trail 52-31. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, we'll take you here to the end of the contest. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University football on 1380 WELE and Cat-Eye Network Radio. Back at Waldo Stadium, Michael Durillo and Johnny Vickers talking you through this one. The Wildcats are in the end zone for the 4th time tonight. After I think it's their best drive of the game, Johnny. 10 plays, 75 yards, 5.5 minutes off the clock. They go from the 25 of their own all the way to the end zone. Yeah, just like you said, you want to see another score before this game gets laid to rest. And the Wildcats were able to put it in the end zone by a great end of the drive rush by Cameron Ransom. Ransom has both of the Wildcat offensive touchdowns today. Darnell Dees has both special teams touchdowns. It's a squib kick that's going to be fielded at the 15-yard line by Nixon. He's going to run it up the middle, and the Wildcats are there to greet him at the 25-yard line. A great driving tackle by Adrian Hall. Pushes his chest right back into the ground. Let's talk about this Wildcat coverage team. They have been on point all night, not giving up really big plays on special teams, whether that is punt or kickoff. They have really been doing their job. A different coverage team than what we have seen the last 2 weeks. New quarterback for Western Michigan. It's Brock Lowry, the redshirt freshman out of Canfield, Ohio. Only had 2 pass attempts last week, went 0 for 2 against Ohio State. Also 5 carries for 18 yards. He's going to take the snap. First and 10 for Western Michigan. They're on the 25-yard line. He's going to run around to the left-hand side, get around the end. He's going to make a big hole for himself, pushing past defenders, past the 35 up to the 37-yard line. That's a 12-yard rush and a first down for Brock Lowry.
Ultimately, that should have been an easy tackle, but the Wildcats didn't wrap up to be able to finish the play.
5 minutes and counting to go in the game, and I think the Broncos aren't going to throw the ball again in this contest. They just want to run this clock out.
Yeah, they want to run the clock out, so the Wildcats are going to really have to, like, stop the ball from getting up the field.
Snap to Lowry. He's going to hand the ball off to Nixon, right-hand side. Nixon met in the hole. He's going to fall forward for a 4-yard gain up to the 41-yard line. Oh, correction, that's Jamal Haley, the redshirt sophomore from Benson Harbor, Michigan.
DeBula with a good stop, being able to make sure that he wasn't able to get too much more out of that run.
Yeah, the second stringers now well and truly on now for Western Michigan as they look to close out the last 5 minutes of this one, leading 52-31 over Bethune-Cookman. Split backs now next to Brock Lowry on 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard gain. It's going to be a free play. False start is going to be a run up the middle for the quarterback, Brock Lowry, past midfield all the way to the BCU 43-yard line. He just ran around that left-hand side of that line and was untouched until he got to the secondary.
Yeah, had a run-pass option, was able to get the running back into the flat, and the corner.
Oh, this might be a hold. Hold on. Western Michigan's backing up. I thought it was a free play.
Number 82 was the 5th player in the backfield.
Oh, illegal formation.
Illegal formation. Illegal formation. Man, that's.
But I'll tell you what, Western Michigan and their head coach, Lance Taylor, is not going to be happy with their penalties tonight. Because they've had a fair amount. That's their 7th penalty now for over 70 yards of penalties for Western Michigan. Wildcats, 5 penalties, 48 yards on the night.
Still, Wildcats are wanting to bring those penalties down.
All right, 2nd and 10 now for Western Michigan from the 37-yard line of their own. Handoff. Oh, no, it's going to be kept by Lowry again. He's going to go around the left-hand side on a read option. He's going to get 10 yards and close to a first down at the 46-yard line, and it is going to be a first down.
Yeah, even at this point in the game, you want to make sure that you can, if you're trying to get the ball back to see if you can't get it in the end zone, you can't just let the play action boot to the backside and then run the ball. You just can't let that be what beats you.
1st and 10 for Western Michigan from their own 47-yard line, going left to right, 3:28 and counting to go in the ball game. Brock Lowry, the redshirt freshman, is in there at quarterback. The 2nd unit for Western Michigan is in. It's a handoff up the middle, met in the hole and falling forward to the 50 to the BCU 48, Jamal Haley. Nope, that's not Haley. I didn't catch a number on that handoff. Number 4, Keyshawn King, the running back. Redshirt senior from Orange Park, Florida.
Hey.
Central Florida boy.
The Florida boy is getting a little bit of action today.
Yep. Gain of 5. Western Michigan now into BCU territory at the Wildcat 48. 2nd down and 5. Here's the snap. It's going to be another handoff to the left-hand side. Big hole, 40, 35, 30. Left-hand side, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Western Michigan. And this is unbelievable.
When you think that you're making progress in stopping them and trying to just run out the clock, they gas you like that again.
Jamal Haley, the redshirt sophomore from Benton Harbor, Michigan. In high school, averaged 11.3 yards per carry as a senior, scoring 11 touchdowns. And was the team's primary kick returner last year. Scores a 48-yard touchdown run off the left-hand side. On our front 7 has really just had no answer for their offensive line all night.
No, they haven't. They've done a pretty decent job with
extra point good. 2:39 to go. 59-31 Western Michigan. And yes, the Wildcats have scored 31 points, and that's a feather in their cap. But you can't give up 59. Even to an FBS team, you're struggling giving up 59 points.
We had a flag on the play.
This looks like a basketball score. I think that's a towel.
Yeah, you can't give up these type of plays, right? You have to make sure that even if you are dealing with people who might be a little bit bigger than you, I mean, you have to be able just to kind of get your get your feet set in the ground and become unmovable. The Wildcats do get a chance to get the ball back. They do get a chance to try to put another score in the end zone to end the night. I'm hoping that they can do that. However, it has been there have been some positive takeaways, but there are always things that you can improve upon in games like this. And like I said earlier, when you're looking at this game, as far as Wildcat Nation is concerned, one of the things that you want to see is the team improving. Are we making steps to get better? And I think that in this game we have. We were able to put points on the board. We were able to have a takeaway on defense, score on special teams. And so we're headed in the right direction. We still have some things that we need to clean up, but if you're headed forward, even if you might be headed forward a little bit slower than what you like, you're still headed forward.
It's right. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Western Michigan, who had scored 14 points in their first 2 games, has scored 59 tonight against the Wildcats defense. And the Wildcats have given up 677 total yards, 11.1 yards per play. And
when you move the ball like that, that's what you call moving the ball efficiently and effectively. And you want to make sure that you're the Broncos, they executed on all levels. I would say the only place where the Broncos probably did not execute as well as they wanted to were on the special team side of the ball.
And penalties as well.
And penalties as well. Yes. However, they're getting back on the winning side of things. We're still trying to find our first win this season. However, what still remains the same is that the Wildcats are not giving up at all.
Lucas Zurak to kick off for Bethune-Cookman. Omari Stewart back deep at the 5-yard line to return for Bethune-Cookman. It's 2:39 to go in the ball game. Western Michigan 59, Bethune-Cookman 31. Almost like a basketball score tonight.
Yeah. First half of the basketball.
Well, I mean, 59-31. Yeah, you could maybe a couple minutes into the second half of a big blowout basketball score. Zurak kicks it off left to right. It's going to be fielded by Stewart at the 5-yard line. He's going to bring it out, crossing left to right, move up the field. There's a hole, 15-20, in traffic, 25-30, and he's going to barrel his way forward to the 34-yard line is where they'll spot it. Nice return by Omari Stewart. The kick return game has been very good tonight. That's the one thing I think can give an A or A+ to the Wildcats, the kick return to the 2 touchdowns. Even when Darnell Dees left the game, Omari Stewart has put you in good positions.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a 95-yard kick return for a touchdown and then a 97-yard kick return for a touchdown, you have to consider it a good day for your return team.
Let's see if Cam Ransom is still out there at quarterback. He is. The running back behind him is Cross Patton, a graduate transfer from Nevada. Only 4 carries on the season for Patton. He's going to get the ball on 1st and 10, and he's going to bury his head in the sand and get 2 yards out of it to the 37-yard line, 2nd and 8. Cross Patton is someone who we were kind of high on coming into the season after fall camp, and he hasn't really gotten the opportunities that we thought he was going to have.
Yeah.
Especially as Courtney Reese has been so good to start this season in the rushing game. Yeah. Patton, 5'7", 175 pounds, short, stocky guy.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And we've hit the 2-minute warning. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you have a very deep running back room like we do, sometimes reps in practice and in the game can be hard to come by. So you're really having to fight for everything you have to get on that field. But I think that if we do what we're supposed to do, we could see a very, very good rotation of backs in our near future.
Love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Torello, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Wojnowski and Brian Harvey, Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday 1 hour before the kickoff of the football games. To catch the show live or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, all the podcast apps. That's been a great time. It's been great fun getting to sit down and bring that show to life with Bryce and Brian every week. And it's an idea that I had for a show like this ever since I started working with BCU back in 2021. And it's great to see that finally come to life. So that's Hail Wildcats Radio, the official Bethune-Cookman University sports show. 1380 WELE, Daytona Beach, Saturday, 1 hour before football kickoff, or anytime on your favorite podcast platform. You've been tuned into the show.
Hey, look. But we're setting up here. We're trying to get ready, get our mind right for this. But, yes, please, tune in. When are you going to have me on the show? That's the question.
I don't know.
That's the question. When are you going to have me on the show?
You're going to have to convince Bryce or Brian to take a week off.
Bryce, Brian, I know you're listening to this. I'll be expecting my invite very soon.
2 minutes to go in the game here at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're at the 2-minute warning with the Wildcats trailing the Western Michigan Broncos 31-59. And as always with the end of these kinds of games, Johnny, we have to look at the positives, because if you keep just getting down on yourself and down on yourself and down on yourself, you just start to spiral mentally. And it's not good for the team to do, but it's not good for the fan base to do either. And if anybody's out there listening, right, you got to look at the positives. 31 points. Able to move the ball on offense really for the first time all year. Cam Ransom, when he's been allowed to be creative in the backfield and the offensive line's given him time, has looked very solid tonight.
And let's even look at it like this. I would even say that we are 7 points short due to the first touchdown that was taken away due to our ineligible man downfield penalty in the first quarter. So, we continue to look at the things that we can that we have improved on, and we'll work on the things that we need to improve on.
All right. After the 2-minute warning, it's 2nd down and 8 for Bethune-Cookman from their own 37-yard line, going right to left. Snap to Ransom. He fakes the handoff. He's going to run to the right-hand side. 40, makes a man miss and gets taken down at the 43-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 2. Again, Ransom making it work with his legs. He's got both rushing touchdowns for the Wildcats tonight.
Yeah, he has both rushing touchdowns, but he's able to do a little something in the air when he's had time to throw. And so that's something that the Wildcats, I think, is a plus, and that they'll be able to build upon for these upcoming weeks to make sure. And look, Cam is down there still high-fiving his O-line, and he's really trying to keep the energy up down there, who's doing a great job in doing that.
3rd and 2, snap to Ransom, handoff right-hand side, trying to get the edge. They do. Into the 50, right sideline, 45, out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Great run that time for the Wildcats. Cross Patton. That's his best run of the year.
That is his best run, and he took full advantage of it, to getting around that outside and getting out of bounds to make sure that he can stop the clock and to give the Wildcats at least one more chance to put points on the board.
Wildcats have gone over 200 yards of total offense for the first time this year, 239 yards on the night right now, as they've got 1st and 10 with 1:16 to go from the Western Michigan 44-yard line. Ransom up underneath the center. Now he backs up into the shotgun. He takes the snap. He hands the ball off to Patton. Patton makes a jump cut of the backfield, but he's wrestled down for only a gain of 1 yard. Isaiah Green and Marcel Tyler in the middle for Western Michigan to make the stop.
He tried to spin out that tackle, but there were 2 defenders there to bring him down, to stop his momentum going forward. He's really trying to take advantage with these reps, these end-of-game reps right here, because, look, come next week, hey, he's trying to get into that rotation.
Under a minute to go, 50 seconds and counting. Wildcats 2nd and 9 from the Western Michigan 43. They may just try and run this one out and head to the locker room. Maybe they'll take one more shot downfield. It's going to be a handoff to Patton. He cuts back to the middle of the field, gets to the 40-yard line. A gain of 1 more yard sets up 3rd and 7. They do have to snap the ball one more time with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I think in this particular moment, they're probably going to try to make a try for the end zone here with 17 seconds left on the clock.
Do they have to snap? Where's the 16 on the play clock? 12. Actually, they don't have to snap it again.
But they are going to snap. Cam is trying to get at least one play off to at least make an attempt for the end zone.
5 seconds to go. Ransom will hand the ball off to Patton. Patton's going to be run down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and that's the end of the ball game. You thought they might have taken a shot at the end zone, but, Coach Woody, respect for the opponent, respect for Lance Taylor in his second season here at Western Michigan. Your final score here from Waldo Stadium, Western Michigan 59, Bethune-Cookman 31. Daryl Nateal's been downstairs taking in all the action and made that long run up the stairs here to the broadcast booth to give us the report. You caught your breath back up there, Daryl?
85 steps it took me to get up here, my guy. But listen, guys, first of all, I want you guys to know it's a privilege to call Wildcat football. You guys are doing a great job. I love listening to you guys doing the pregame show and the podcast that you're doing. This afternoon, on my way up here, I wanted to see the Wildcats play football and do some positive things on the field. What I picked up on the sideline was Cam Ransom has now gathered this team up under his wing, and he carried the offense. The key was the offensive line in the second half, guys. They blocked well, we ran the ball well, and we threw the ball very good in the second half. I think the offensive line really, really improved over the last few weeks. We saw the young receivers run crisp routes. You saw the timing of the pass routes and the running plays. I think we got over our hurdle. I think we're beginning to see what Coach Wood has been preaching all year to these kids. They never got down on themselves. The coaching staff never got rattled. We put up 38 points on an FBS team. I think what we're looking for the next week, we play Clark Atlanta, I think we have an opportunity to put it together again. I was a little bit disappointed in the defense. You lost your two linebackers.
That was going to be my next question.
They're back in Daytona. You had one kid injure his neck the other day, and then you saw De'Aris hurt his shoulder. Those two guys in the middle would have made a great difference. But this afternoon, Wildcat football, we're coming back, folks. It's an opportunity for the kids to grow and get better.
And you mentioned the injuries at linebacker, right? But there's a real chance, we don't see Trey Pastor for another month and a half, and we don't see De'Aris Thomas back till conference play. So what do the guys that behind them have to do? I'm talking about the guys that stepped up in there tonight, Jalen Lewis, Malik Stinnett, Kevin Washington. What do those guys have to do to fill that gap?
They have to really come up and support, because what we did see was Dallas Corbett was on a couple of twist plays when he came up the middle where the linebackers should have been. So you saw the coach kind of twist the line, trying to make up for not having those linebackers in the middle of the field.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll hear from you next week as the Wildcats take on Clark Atlanta at home. A couple of statistics from this one. They don't read very good, but remember, you got to take the positives away here. Total yards, Bethune-Cookman 255, Western Michigan 677. Bethune-Cookman 116 passing, 139 rushing. Western Michigan 305 passing, 372 rushing. Yards per play 11.1 for Western Michigan, 4.1 for Bethune-Cookman. Wildcats had 17 first downs tonight, 7 more than they had last week against Mercer. 30 first downs for Western Michigan. Neither team was that great on third down. Wildcats 3 of 15 on third down. Western Michigan just 3 of 6. But when you're averaging 11.1 yards per play, you don't get to third down very much.
Basically.
Both teams perfect in the red zone. 2 for 2 for the Wildcats. 1 touchdown and 1 field goal. 4 for 4 in the red zone for Western Michigan. 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal. Time of possession actually favored Bethune-Cookman. 33 minutes and 32 seconds for the Wildcats. 26 minutes and 28 seconds for Western Michigan. But the Broncos were lethal all night long. They didn't have a drive that lasted more than 2.5 minutes in the entire game, Johnny.
Yeah, back in the day, we called those lightning strikes. And so the Broncos were able to get the ball in the end zone quickly, and so they weren't burning a lot of time off the clock. Versus us, we would have these 5-6 minute drives, really taking a nice bit of chunk off the clock. So that is why the time of possession differential is like it is. And so, but these are the things that you do want to see. So that means, hey, we're able to control the ball. They were able to put together successful drives and put points on the board. So these things are not all negatives that we see. I know we see the score 59-31, but there are so many positive things that we can take away from this game.
Individual numbers for Bethune-Cookman. Cam Ransom, 10 of 14 passing for 116 yards, 71 completion percentage, with a quarterback rating of 141. Malik Huggins, 0 for 1 passing on that little trick play. He had Darnell Dees wide open to the end zone, and he dropped it. Oh, man. But even scoring 31 points, right? There's we were in the end zone 3 times, and it didn't count.
Yeah.
That one dropped by Dees. The touchdown on the wheel route by Courtney Reese that was called back for an eligible man downfield. And then there was one where I thought Cam got in, and then he ended up getting in on the next play as well. So
Yeah, down here, yeah. Absolutely.
Rushing for Bethune-Cookman, Ransom carried the ball 20 times for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns. Reese, 10 for 34. Bazul, 6 for 23. We didn't see Juvensley Bazul much in the second half. I hope he is all right. Cross Patton, 5 for 18. Lindsay, 3 for 10. Dees, 2 for 7. Bivens, 1 for 3. Receiving, Marcus Velez, the tight end, 4 catches for 20 yards. Not a bad showing by the tight end. And this is a team last year that almost didn't throw to their tight ends at all. They didn't use them at all. They were there to block. They were there to get in and distract, right? But now you've got tight ends in the game with Thomas Nance and Marcus Velez, who are good offensively. They got good hands. They can be an outlet when Cam Ransom is scrambling.
Absolutely. And because we didn't use tight ends a lot last year, this is a good opportunity to start getting them into your offensive schemes. And they're able to, like you said, be outlets. Hey, they can even be first progression options if you work the play right. And so it's a good thing that we're starting to develop them and getting them into our offense successfully.
Quickly running through the rest of the Bethune-Cookman receiving numbers. Amari Stewart, 2 catches, 31 yards. Lorenko Jenkins, 1 for 44. Terrence Alexander, 1 for 15. Thomas Nance, 1 for 7. Quickly before we get cut off here on WELE, Western Michigan, Hayden Wolf, 15 of 19 passing, 305, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, a quarterback rating of 255.4. Rushing, Nixon, 17 carries, 189 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Abdus Salam, 18 carries, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Haley, 2 carries, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. Brock Lowry, the backup quarterback, also had 2 carries for 23 yards. Receiving, Sam Bucci, 4 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown. Tootle, 3 for 54 and 1 touchdown. Bosma, 2 for 57. Salam, 2 for 6. Mortimer, 1 for 38. Parker, 1 for 29. Nixon, 1 for 11. And Dedon, 1 for 7. Once again, your final score, Western Michigan 59, Bethune-Cookman 31. Johnny Vickers, your final takeaway from a very good evening of football on both sides here in Kalamazoo.
No turnovers. The Wildcats were able to play a game where they forced a turnover with an interception, but the offense did not turn the ball over. They protected the ball, and if you can protect the ball, you'll end up winning games in the long run in the future.
Thank you, Johnny. For Daryl Natil, our sideline reporter, Johnny Vickers up here in the booth with me. Larry Steele back in our 1380 WELE studios, punching the buttons and bringing the game to you across the airwaves. My name is Michael Torello. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday evening with us tonight. Once again, your final score from Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo. The Western Michigan Broncos 59, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 31. We'll be back next Saturday as the Wildcats take on the Panthers of Clark Atlanta at home at Daytona Stadium. If you can't be there in person, you can listen to us on 1380 WELE and the Cat Network Radio on YouTube. We'll see you then. So long.